2, 3, I'm moving to the beat, yeah, yeah. Feel that magic playing like a symphony. Keep it coming, keep it coming. I feel my heart pumping. Keep it coming, keep it coming. I want more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like what I see in my love, what we could be. So gimme, 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 yeah, yeah. I want more. What you say? Oh, we're about to make some waves. Like splish splash, it's gonna be a good, good day. Oh, keep it coming, keep it coming. I feel my heart pumping. Keep it coming, keep it coming. I want more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like what I see in my love, what we could be. So gimme, 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 yeah, yeah. I want more. Gimme, 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 yeah, yeah. Gimme, 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 yeah, yeah. Gimme, 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 yeah, yeah. Gimme, gimme, I want more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like what I see in my love, what we could be. So gimme, 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 yeah, yeah. I want more. I want more.
Ah. 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 Test. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Test. Can you guys hear me? Ah. 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 Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Hey, it's back with Yurimas. Hey. Hey, guys. Oh. What's up, gamers? Thank you, Arachnoid, for the tier 1. Yetzer, thank you for the tier 1. And Big Dog, thank you for the tier 1 as well. And Peta, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, hello there. Merry almost Christmas Eve. Hey, guys. What's up? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Yurimas. What's up? Y'all, yesterday, my friends were over till like almost midnight because we were making charm bracelets.
You are not, baby girl.
Enrix, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Thank you. Holy, thank you, thank you. If you gotta get to the sub, please, please, please make sure to say thank you to your sub. That I appreciate the after viewing experience and the emotes. Welcome in. Thank you. Pink Memlin, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you guys for the subs. I really do appreciate that. It was really fun. We made a lot of really nice bracelets and charms, and they're like, we need to do more because I still have so many beads, and we all apparently love crafts. So it was great. Bum, bum, bum. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Hi, Merry Christmas. Hopefully you guys are off of work and off of school and off of responsibilities so that you can sit back, relax while we Yuri it up for the next week. Because, you know what, you guys? Yurimas doesn't end on Christmas. Yurimas ends when I want it to end, which is never. Which means it's gonna be forever. Yurimas is all year round. It is all the time. So even when Christmas is over, I haven't finished all the Yuri games on my list because I had to wait a week because we had to do stuff. So Yurimas is gonna keep going for Happy New Yuri. And then 2020 Yuri 6.
On the 8th day of Yurimas, my Hoshi gave to me 8 hours of testing, 7 dahlias to E6, 6-7 losers,
You should've said 6
5
fucking 7
dahlia
again.
light cones, 4 unbricked accounts, 3.0 Mina, 2 strap sisters, and 1 more day before Christmas Eve comes. I thought every day was Yurimas, girl.
2020 Yuri 6 is sending me. David, thank you for the tier 1. Hey, a Yurathon. Oh my god, a Yuriathon. Oh my god, that's a great idea. I'm gonna steal that from you. But yeah, so like after we finish a Tithe in Blood, so like I'm hoping I can finish it tonight. Apparently there's 4 acts. We're still in act 2, but like maybe act 2 is a lot shorter. Okay, everyone said online that it's like a 7-hour game. I'm on hour 6. So like surely we'll finish tonight, right? Surely I don't pause that much, right? Yeah, surely. But anyways, oh my god, you guys, I'm like, my social battery's kind of like shot, not gonna lie. So like yesterday my friends came over at 3, didn't leave till like midnight, so that was a lot of time. And then my friend texted me like after she left, she's like, do you want to get lunch tomorrow? And like I couldn't say no because she's like, you're gonna get your nails done, like do you want to get lunch before you get your nails done? And so I said yeah. So then I at like 11 the next day, I like today I went and I got lunch with a friend, and then I did my nails, and then I went grocery shopping with my mom. And so like I haven't had any introvert alone time in the last 24 hours, and I think I'm going a little insane. Bum, 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 bum. Buddy, we went to
I hear it's your
gift subs. Oh my god.
I hope you have an amazing time on Twitch.
PETA? Thank you for the 50. Well, they're on still. Holy shit, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you got gifted a sub, please make sure to say thank you to your sub daddy. Appreciate the ad-free viewing experience and the emotes. What the heck? Thank you. Oh my god, thank you. Oh my god, I love it when I get to hear Shell's voice. It's like I think Faye's voice like scares me when I hear it. But like hearing Shell's voice, I'm like, ooh. The way she says Twitch is such like a vocal stem too. It's like Twitch. But then like I hear Faye's and I'm like and I get PTSD. Like I know it tickles the brain in like a really nice little way. Dun, dun. I realized how niche some of these Yuri games are because you tried to look up the good ending, Iris and Love Curse, and you're like one of the 5 people to post videos. Well, with Love Curse specifically, they actually asked that people didn't stream the game for a very long time. I think it's only because I asked them if I could play it on stream that I was able to post like the playthrough of it. But I know when the game came out, they were asking streamers not to show past like where the demo ended. But I did ask them when I was like planning for Yurimas, and they were like, "Yeah, go ahead." I was like, "Oh my god." So yeah, that's why there's not as many playthroughs. But yeah, no, Yuri is just a very niche genre in general. Bum, bum. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, can we please play your game, please? So nice of them. I know, very kind of them. And they gave codes too. And then one of the devs heard you do your Deku voice. Yeah, and then another dev and then another dev heard me say like, why don't they use period blood for a blood ritual? I'm sorry to all the devs that to watch me play their games, thinking they'll get a normal viewing experience of the average person. And instead, I'm trying to figure out the logistics of a blood ritual. And like, okay, what kind of workarounds can I donate blood, steal my blood bag, and that, or like, if I'm on my period, do I need to still get my own source of blood? Like, can I not just use my period blood? I think period blood should count personally for like a blood ritual. Did they respond to they asked if like if they were like asking like if they can never hear that question ever again. They think volume of the blood is okay. You can free bleed like day 1 free bleeding. I think that's enough. What kind of cover? Oh, Hunter. Hey, I'm sorry. Guys, this is what you guys get into, okay? Yeah, ritual legit. I just think this is really important for my immersion specifically. Period blood has a lot of other stuff like uterine lining, okay, and I don't see anything about there being against uterine lining. I feel like the blood is blood. Yes, blood's still there. Anyways, yeah. I still can't believe like the game kind of like the act ended like when she killed herself. That was like a little wild. You just seem to need it to be just blood, but like does it have to be pure blood? Like I don't why. Yeah, wait. Any of the regulars, you guys should not be shocked by this conversation. I've had even weirder conversations. Hunter, you need to chill. You need to lie down, relax, make some hot cocoa. Oh my god, you guys. Sorry, I don't know why this reminded me of hot cocoa. We went grocery shopping earlier today, and I bought a candy apple, and it was a caramel apple with like chocolate over the caramel. It was so good. So like after dinner, I cut it up, and me and my parents ate this apple, and it was delightful. It was like a candy bar on top of your green apple, and I was in heaven. I do love hot cocoa. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have any right now with me, but I have a weakness for hot cocoa. Wait, I was checking the mail. Did Mina bring up the same idea I did last stream? Oh, yeah, about period blood? Yeah. Wait, what is this hype train emote? What is this? What is this shit? What the? Honk shoe? Why is that a hype train emote? Why would that be a hype train emote? In what universe would that be a hype train? You know what's hype? Sleeping. That's so true. That's actually so freaking true. Wait, that is cute. I want it. Well, like what ingredients are necessary for the ritual? Like what about plasma?
You are not baby girl.
Fence? Fence? Hello? Thank you for the 5. Well, thank you. I always lose, you know. We're used to that here. Winning 50-50s in this economy, illegal. Unless it's a nihility break character near Christmas time, then I usually win those.
You are baby girl.
Me when I win? Elise, oh wait. Wait, Elise just gave me guarantee. Wait, I thought I genuinely won a 50-50. Thank you for the 20. Thank you for the 20. The guarantee gets me. Thank you. If you guys get to the sub, please make sure to say thank you to your sub daddy and appreciate the ad reviewing experience and the emotes. Guys, I showed someone my Deku voice and they said it was very accurate. Here. Well, thank you everybody for all the subs. I really appreciate it. I'll make sure to share some with Kachan. Like the same way you say whatever someone with a gun wants. No, like for realsies. Dies of cringe. Nor. I hope one of your VA friends shows it to the actual Deku. I think Molly knows Deku's VA. And I feel like
Mina,
I can't.
that's strike one. Beg for me.
Yes, ma'am. Woof. Hunter? Hello? Hello? Early Christmas. Thank you. Holy, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. If you got gifted a sub, please, please, please make sure to say thank you to your sub daddy and appreciate the ad reviewing experience and the emote. Merry Christmas. Happy Chrysler. Oh my god. Hit her bits. It's your birthday? You're celebrating your birthday with us? Oh my god. Thank you for celebrating your birthday with us. Here, I'll give you a birthday kazoo. Are we having a sub war? No. We're not having a sub war. We're having a Merry Christmas Eve Yurimas edition. Hunter, thank you for gifting a sub to Hits or Bits. Happy birthday! It's a Yurimas miracle. Yay! I think the candy apple is getting to me. I had sugar today. My 30-year-old self can't have sugar. Guys, I'm trying to get like all the good vibes ready before we get into like the depression that's this game. So without sugar, you only do minor keys? Yeah. Okay, hot topic.
Baby girl. Yeah.
Happy birthday and Merry Yurimas.
Oh, God, that alert is so good. That alert is so freaking... Karma, thank you for the 5,000 biddies. Thank you. Holy alert, dude. 100,000 bits back. Wait, is it really? Hold on. Holy! I don't have ADHD. I can without a no. Without a sliver of doubt, I am certain I do not have ADHD. You should do custom bit badge. I want to revamp the actually sub badges and bits stuff. I do want to revamp that at some point. Maybe like something coffee related. Are you sure? No, unironically, I have absolutely no issues on focusing and like getting tasks done and like sitting down and like doing anything. I actually have literally no issues with that. Like unironically, like I don't have ADHD. Oh, thank you for the 1,000 biddies.
To everyone.
Guys, Yuri, like actual Yurimas is on Thursday. What's going on today? What's happening here? I have a candy apple, and suddenly, like, what's going on?
Are you sure about that?
Am I sure about? Yeah, I'm sure about that. Guys, tomorrow, I'm taking my nephews and my niece to IHOP so that we can have pancakes. Do you guys think it'll be busy? And then I'm taking them to the clothing store, and I'm going to let them all pick out an outfit each because I signed them up for a JCPenney photo shoot next week. Because we need I need proper photos of them. And I need all three of them in the same picture. So I'm taking them to go. Am I in the photo shoot? No, I literally need it. You know, because me and my mom are putting up pictures of like me and my brothers. And we have all these really cute photo shoot pictures together. But like, my niece and nephews don't. And like, we don't have any pictures of the three of them together. And I'm like, well, this is annoying. I need proper pictures of these like little shits. Like, they're my nieces and nephews. Like, I have to make sure like they look cute. So I reserved them a slot at JCPenney photo shoot. Guys, it's actually really affordable. And like, unironically, you should go with your family. Cause like, thing is, I signed them up for this reservation slot. And before I told my brother. So like, I told my mom, if they're busy that day, then like, we'll just go, the three of us as a family. Like me, my dad, and my mom. The funny thing is, I work at Five Guys. Because of that, I get the same response for IHOP. I can, when it comes to customers who in their right mind would go eat outside on Christmas Eve. Well, I don't celebrate Christmas. It's just a day for me. You think it'll be busy? Everything was busy today. I was like annoyed. Every time I left the house, there was like something going on. Dun, dun, dun. You already have a photo frame lined up with the little shits engraved on? I should. Bum, bum, bum. Most places will close early. Okay, yeah, but if we go in the morning, I think it'll be busy. Bum, bum. You don't celebrate Christmas, like no treats or present? No, we don't do anything at my house. That's why I like streaming on Christmas, because I'm not doing anything anyways. So like, I know a lot of people like either can't go home for the holidays, or they don't want to go home for the holidays, or they just have really shitty family. And so like, I don't know, I like to like stream on that day, so like, you guys don't have to be alone. Like, you can spend time with chat and me. Okilo, thank you for the prime. And then this Christmas, we're gonna be playing Little Goody Two Shoes because it has horror elements, but it's also a Yuri, so it feels on brand for Yurimas, you know? She doesn't hate us. No, I don't hate you guys. We do have codes for Little Goody Two Shoes. Yeah, not that many, but we do have some. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's wild, bro. Yeah, damn. Yeah. Holy Yuri. Bum, 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 bum. No, that's actually an insane image. No, like for real. I love Yuri. Licking Kafka's inner thigh. I would have never guessed. Bum, bum. We're going to the... Oh my god, I was listening to Smosh Reddit stories, and I got to like it was listening to the holiday episode that was like a few weeks ago, and Chance was telling a story about how one year he gave his ex-boyfriend coal for Christmas, and then another year him and like his like boyfriend at the time broke up, and so like he asked him if he wanted to go on a walk, and then he returned like his ex-boyfriend's like Christmas gift like with him, but like obviously the other guy like didn't know it was like his Christmas present that Chance was returning in front of him. And I was laughing so hard. Do I still like Stell March after Evernight's release? Of course, but I do prefer Evermarch over it. But like, you know, March has two hands. Bum, bum, bum. There's always the chair. There is always the chair. The chair's always there. Why do all hotels have a cuck chair? Like, unironically. Is there an answer? Like, is there a reason for this? For cuckoldery? Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Not the executive cuck chair. Ugh, damn. People want to sit down. The bed's right there. Do we not sit on beds? Okay, guys, question. Do you guys normally sit on your bed? Like, oh, hello there, Swan. Like, during the day, do you sit on your bed or, like, lie down on your bed? Because I don't. I only go to my bed when I'm ready to sleep at night. Other than that, I sit literally anywhere else in my house. Because, yeah, if I lie down, I'm going to sleep. Like, I cannot lie down on my bed if I'm not ready to go to sleep. Bum, 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 bum. Beds are uncomfortable for casual sitting. Yeah, but, like, I know a lot of people, like, laze around in bed normally. But I feel like it'll make it harder to go to sleep at night. Is anybody watching TV? Oh, I don't have a TV in my room. Dun, dun. That's called sleep hygiene. You need to train your brain that bed equals sleep. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. You have a big cushion that turns your bed into a couch. Oh, that's kind of cool. I laze around in the morning before committing myself to actually... Oh, no, I do that. But, like, once I'm up, I'm up. I don't usually linger in bed too often. I don't know. I enjoy, like, I wake up and then I'll go, like, pee because I always have to pee in the morning. And then I'll, like, go sit, make coffee. And then, like, I'll be on my phone, do my lads dailies and stuff. Bum, bum. Okay. Oh my God, are we ready to start? I don't know if I'm emotionally ready to start. Like, shit's getting serious. We just found out Shino's, like, a double agent. At the end of Act 1, spoilers if you didn't watch the other two parts of me playing this game, Honoka krills herself at the end of Act 1, and then we go back to the beginning from Shino's POV, and we find out she's actually, like, working for a detective agency, and they're trying to get the book from Honoka. Yeah, shit's crazy. I love this art. That's great. We love Iris in this household. Yeah. Shit's crazy. Iris provides free rent and love. Honestly, iconic of her. Okay, we'll pause this. Tithe in blood. Did she permanently go into the fake world now, or is she dead? We literally have no way of knowing. Oh my god. Oh my god. To be Constance in this situation would be wild. Dude, Black Swan's greed sickens me. Sickens me, I say. Her greed. Looking. Jealousy is sickening. They do say envy is one of the 7 deadly sins. Hiding in plain sight. Okay, I'm waiting for this to go away before I start. Okay, hold on. Okay. Guys, please mind the trigger warnings. It does get a little intense during the story, so just please mind those. Yeah. Where can you get this game? On Steam. You can get this game. Please go support the devs. It's on sale right now for the winter sale, so you guys should go check it out. The night air's chill is refreshing as I wander the streets, making my way further downtown in no particular hurry. I have plenty of time until Tatiana and Kaoru arrive. Patrons slurp noodles at ramen restaurants as I pass, while tourists compare cameras at an electronics store. Couples walk by holding bags bulging with goods, as salarymen head to the subway stations with laptops and briefcases slung under their arms. It's a sight I've seen so many times, in so many different places. The fashions, languages, smells, and such may be different, but the friends, families, and lovers are just the same. It's funny how alike humans are. Oh my god, this man is still singing in this corner. Wait, he's probably the same man who sang last time we were here. Okay. No matter how far from each other they may be. My steps slow to a stop as one particular person among them all catches my eyes. A scruffy-looking teenager stands before a claw machine outside the entrance, tufts of hair curling around his cap. People divert around the boy as he focuses on his task, backpack jutting out behind him. One hand rests on the machine's stick, while the other gently touches the glass. His brown eyes stare intensely at his quarry, a cheaply made teddy bear. A perfectly ordinary sight, one I'd have strolled right by any other day, much like the people walking by him. Yet, I stop dead in the street as one small detail catches my eye. The toy moving inside isn't hanging from the crane, but floating. Looking back at the he's a mage. Oh. His narrowed eyes have begun to glow a beautiful deep blue, unnoticed by anyone else. The very laws of nature are being broken while a bustling crowd moves about him. Goes to show that sometimes you just have to act like you belong. As people walk and shuffle around me, the scruffy teenager pauses and turns in my direction. It's only now that I notice I've been staring. His face full of alarm, he takes a conscious step back before suddenly darting down the road. I don't bother saying anything as he runs, the odd person he bumps into grumbling in consternation. Wait, why was he scared? Then everything returns to normal. The normal hum of the busy street resumes, as if the episode had never happened. So I begin to walk and join the crowd once more. As I pass by the game center, however, I notice something. Damn, he didn't even take his prize? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. If I had magic, I too would use it on crane games. Like, guys, hear me out. I'd put 100 yen in, pretend to be playing, and then I would win. I paid. I got lucky. With help. It's like the equivalent of me sumimasen, you know? Leaning against the street railing, I idly watch the people coming and going before me. The others should be here any minute now, so people watching will do to pass the time. Dun, dun, dun. Get all the Labubus and cinema rolls. I wouldn't waste my magic on Labubu. I would waste my magic on, like, chocolate-covered wheat and candy. And, like, umamusume. Not on Labubu. Tatiana suggests I visit this izakaya after mentioning how old it is. Kaoru, of course, sees the opportunity for a group outing. I'm hardly one to say no to that. I'm just glad to have an escape from my situation with Honoka. Oh, well. From the corner of my eye, I notice someone stopping as they walk by as I turn to see them. Oh my god, speak of the devil. Oh, this is bad. Thinking on my feet, I wave hello to Honoka and give a disarming smile. Even as I do, I quickly look over her shoulders to make sure neither of the others are walking up.
こんばんは。こんばんは。
That's a little awkward. She gives a small bow. But I can tell this is a conversation she'd rather not have.
シノおい、シノってば。
Oh, this is a little awkward. And this just got worse.
みっけ。おい、シノ。
As she comes to an abrupt halt, my eyes peer over her shoulders. I'm surprised Tatiana isn't with her, but that's all the better. Gears in my head begin to turn. Maybe this is a conversation Honoka should have.
邪魔してごめんなさい。もう行くね。そんなことないよ。ちょうどよかった。ほのかちゃん、こっちは友達のカオル。
I need like a supercut of these conversations, but like their internal dialogue cut out. Kind of like, have you guys ever seen those clips of Death Note? Where it's like Death Note if like their thinking was silent and like what the conversations actually look like. And it's like uncomfortable silence for like 3-4 minutes because everyone's having internal monologues instead of like actually talking.
どうも。
She's clearly put off by Honoka now knowing her real name. But I don't trust Kaoru to keep her story straight if I gave her an alias.
浅川ほのかです。よろしく。
Yoroshiku.
私が勤めてる大学の学生なんだ。自己紹介も済んだことだし、店に入ろっか。
え？
カオルとそこの居酒屋に行く約束してんの。ほのかちゃんもおいでよ。多い方が楽しいし。ね。
As expected, she mumbles a half-hearted acceptance. I've put her in a position where it's harder to reject than accept this.
じゃあ、お邪魔しようかな。
ほのかだっけ。まとめて注文するよ。何にする？
ビールで。地ビールをお願いします。
フードは？まあ好きなの頼みなよ。
Watching these two is painful. Kaoru's sharp voice reminds me of how oddly lyrical Honoka's soft and smooth tones are in comparison. Trying to think of something to break the ice, I remember the plastic bag beside me.
そうだ、これあげる。
I pass the Game Center bag over the table with a smile. Honoka reflexively takes it before looking inside and plucking the soft item out. Oh yeah, the little bear from the
熊のぬいぐる
mage.
み？私、物に執着しないたちなの。手放す方が楽だもん。だから持ってて。何よその顔。
私にはぬいぐるみが欲しいか聞かねえんだな。
ゲームセンターはその通りのすぐ先。無駄遣いしたいなら行ってきなよ。
その言い方、誰かさんそっくり。
The waitress skitters up and politely sets our beers on the table before us, taking off the caps before heading off to another table. Kaoru and I waste no time scooping up our glasses, but I notice a little hesitancy from our companion. The way that she gingerly sips at the beer, in contrast to Kaoru's gleeful swig, she shows she's not used to drinking at all. quickly start on my own to stop myself staring at her. I'm glad I made it to Sapporo. The beer here is fantastic. It's not too hoppy, while still having a rich taste that pushes it past the usual mass market beers. I've had a good few in my time, but this one is really the best. My delight in the local specialties is interrupted by Kaoru making a pointed comment.
へえ、かわいい人だね。
My interest peaked. I followed Kaoru's gaze to the phone Honoka had plucked out. Oh! I can only snatch the briefest glimpse of what's on the screen. A lady with white hair and possibly Honoka herself, before she pulls it away in a panic.
ごめんごめん、つい気になってさ。
She waves a hand in front of her face in apology, but it's not much help to a flustered Honoka. I'm not going to get a better look even if I ask, so it's best we move this discussion on quickly before Kaoru has a chance to accidentally tip her hand. Thankfully, Honoka's the one to move the conversation on for her own reasons.
二人は知り合ってどれくらいなの？
1ヶ月かそこらかな。
Please don't give away more than you need to. She looks at me for confirmation. All I can do is passively agree while drinking to ease my nerves. Maybe I should have just waved Honoka off. Pulling Kaoru into conversation with me helps, to the point I have to hide a sigh of relief when I see Honoka checking the time on her phone.
もう遅いし、そろそろ帰らなきゃ。誘ってくれてあり
Okay,
がとう。
I love the context that Shino also was ready for Honoka to leave. That's so funny.
全然いいよ。来てくれてありがとう。じゃあ、また来週図書館でね。
じゃあな、ほのか。今度また見かけたら声かけてよ。遊びに行こう。
With that, she shuffles out of her seat and grabs her coat.
お会計は？ああ、気にしないで。私が誘ったんだし、これくらい出すよ。ありがとう。
She's clearly not the type to accept a free ride easily. Her nerves went out, however, as she swings her coat over her shoulders and gives a small wave goodbye. The two of us can't help but watch her leave, holding our breaths until she disappears out the door. As soon as she does, a wave of relief washes over both of us. Kaoru practically deflates as she slouches back in her seat, helped a little by her half-drunk bottle of beer. I take a small swig of my own to settle myself.
思ったより緊張した。
The expected quip from Kaoru goes amiss. Looking over to her, she's finishing up a message on her ancient flip phone before sending it and clacking it shut.
タチアナに問題なしって送っといた。
驚いた。その古い携帯、まだ動くんだ。
I got a flip phone. Rather than take offense, she makes a now familiar gesture as she begins the lecture.
丈夫で安い携帯ってのは何年も使えるもんなの。これも人生を賢く生きるコツ。
But I like phone with screen so I can play game.
でもさ、あんなでかい女がどうやってパッと姿を消せるんだろうな。さっきくるりと向きを変えたと思ったらすぐ見えなくなっちまった。
My gaze is taken by the same woman entering the izakaya, her sweeping coat and self-assured demeanor making her a dominating presence in any room she enters. A quick glance around shows her where we are. Tatiana's wasting no time in striding up.
人口200万の都市でこうもたやすく総合できるとはね。
With a practiced motion, as like every gesture of hers, she shrugs off her coat and folds it into her lap as she takes a seat. After scanning the table, her hands quickly swipe Kaoru's beer before the other can even react.
もらうぞ。
おい。
新しいのを注文してある。それより。
Yori.
今ここでどんな魔術師も持ち得ない力を見せてやろう。ほんの一握りの人間しか持っていない力だ。
Huh?
つまり、今回の仕事のお目合わせに、ここの支払いを会社の経費で落としてやると言っている。好きなだけ注
Yeah.
文するといい。
That's magic. That's true magic. A company card? The most magical thing on earth.
待って、マジでいいの？
Karu lunges for the tablet, only barely grabbing the screen before I get my own hands on it.
私、餃子。タチアナの気が変わる前にたっぷり頼んどこっと。
Tatiana grimaces but manages to hold her tongue. Gyoza?
さっきのかなり強引な手だったね。タチアナもいればよかったのに。
からかわないでよ。
本気だって。ほのかを直接私に紹介するんだもん。マジですごい判断力だよ。一歩間違えば大惨事じゃん。
お前に対する直感は正しかったというわけだな。よくやった、シノ。
I just shrug. Being good at hiding my intentions isn't a skill I'm particularly proud of.
で、タチアナの方はどうなんだよ。お姫様のこと調べてるんだろ。
Ohime-sama. Tatiana just shrugs.
大した情報はなかった。SNS の類は高校卒業期に更新が止まっている。友達とのつながりも途絶えてしまったようだ
Bro,
が。
that's sad.
そもそも当時から特別仲がいい友達はいなかったようだ。
友達は数人だけか。
それはごく当然のことだろう。学校の友達など同じクラスになったというだけで共通点はない。
あっそ、悪かったね。あんたの言う非公式な教育のせいにしといて。
何にせよ、ほのかは新しい趣味について一度も投稿していない。血の魔法なんてものが広
Okay,
ま
but
れ
like,
ば
how do they know
大
she's
惨
into
事に
blood
なりかね
magic?
ない。ほのかに友達がいないことに感謝しよう。
Like, do they just, I guess they just tracked whoever bought the last blood magic book.
そもそもさ、血の魔法ってなんだよ。タチアナと何年も組んでるのに、今回の仕事で初めて聞いたんだけど。
魔術師から魔術師へと口伝された噂程度のことしか分かっていないからな。どこでいつ生まれたものかも聞いた相手によって変わる。だが一つ言えることがある。血の魔法はそれが終わるべきだった場所から始まった。あれが知られ始めたのはヨーロッパ封建時代の後期からルネサンス期だ。路地裏や秘密組織で触れていた者たちには無念だろうが、きっかけはカトリック教会だった。魔術師と教会の歴史はいろいろあったが、血の魔法を後世に残してはならないという点では一致している。
Purged from history
それは
itself.
単に禁止されただけではない。歴史から抹消されている。それほどに強力で危険な魔法だった。一般人の手に委ねるにはな。勲章に暗殺、おびただしい人数の処刑を経て、その痕跡は徹底的に消された。
Except this one book we happened to buy online. That, like, okay, that this random ass college girl was able to afford in Japan.
たった一冊の本を残してね。
教会が恐れるのはわかるけどさ、なんで魔術師まで？あんたたちも潰そうと躍起になってんの？
日本国内で他のどこよりも北海道に魔術師が多いのは、政府が開拓使を利用して私たちのような魔術師を東京という権力の中心から追いやったからだ。開拓中に何人か死んだところで渡りに船だっただろう。日本だけではない。魔術師は世界中で迫害を受けてきた。私たちは何世代にもわたって暗黙の絆とも言うべきつながりを共有している。長年にわたって迫害されてきた私たち魔術師と同等の力をポットでの者が手に入れたとしたら、その力がいかにも意味で恣意的なものだとしても不愉快だと言っておこう。
たく、魔術師ってやつはほんとひねくれてるよな。
Okay, so Tatiana's a mage.
もっと現実的な問題もある。噴書なんて情報統制は現代では通じない。今のご時世、情報がどう広まるか想像してみて。
Tatiana gives a solemn nod.
もしほのかがあの本のページを写真に撮ってネットにアップロードでもしてみろ。
Well, luckily, the person who bought this is one of the most introverted, like, neats ever. Like, Girly Pop does not even have a singular friend to talk to about this book.
大抵のものは標準の落書きの
You know
類
what?
だと思うだろう
I'm
が
shocked she's like just
物好
isn't
き
on
な者が
Reddit.
一人や二人
I'm sure there's like an r/blood magic subreddit out there.
広がり血の魔法
Or
の
she could
実
make
践
one.
は数十億人の知るところとなる。ほのかが手にしているのは世界を変える力だ。
でも、あの子は自分を囲った壁の先を見通せてない。ある意味、あの子が見えないことに感謝すべきかもね。
そんなに危険なもんならもっと警戒した方がいいんじゃねえの？今回のターゲットはその本なんだろ？ならほのかが留守の間にさっさと回収すりゃいいじゃん。
依頼がその正反対だから困っているんだ。米原様が気にしているのはほのかの身の安全だ。ほのか自身も周りのことを懸念しているが、
Wait,
本は
okay.
あの方の興味
So-
の範囲外だ。
Oh. Okay, Yonohara's definitely involved in this. Okay. I mean, we knew that, but like more than I thought.
言ってしまえば私の課題だ。
But she's interested in Honoka's safety. Yeah, like they didn't do a very good job about that. Karu throws back her head and groans loudly. I can't say I'm entirely pleased about it either.
おかげで話がめんどくさくなってるってわけか。
三つ目の問題もある。米原様には安江という姉がいる。姉はずっと前に米原様の手で封印されたのだが、まさか彼女が生きているとは誰も思わなかった。
ほのかちゃんが安江さんを見つけるのに使ったのが血の魔法ってわけか。
Haruka snaps her fingers, her face lighting up in realization.
あ、それがさっきスマホの画面に映ってた人か。
安江を見たのか。
ああ、ほのかがスマホのロック画面に自分と年上の女の人の写真を設定しててさ。
Bro, Yasue's a
それ
little
がきっと安江だろ
cougar. Like,
なるほど。あり得る話だ。まさ
like
か
100 years old
Yasuo
going
が
after a
見るチャンスが巡ってくるとは
20-year-old,
思わな
shaking
い。
my head. Problematic age gap. If only I'd managed to get a better look before she snatched up her phone. The idea does plant a seed in my mind, though, which I keep to myself.
でもさ、なんで血の魔法みたいなめちゃくちゃなものを使い続けるんだろう。別にさ、ほのかは。
As realization dawns on her, and then all of us, Kaoru's face scrunches up as if a child encountering a bitter food. I can't say it exactly makes my day either.
なんか私たち恋人の仲を引き裂こうとしてる悪者みたいだね。
結論を急がないようにしよう。それが私たちがほのかの監視を続ける理由の一つだ。ほのかが深みにはまりすぎたら状況をコントロールする準備を始めよう。それに安井の意図もわからない。あの魔術師がそれほどまでに長い間封印されていたのなら、どんな手を使ってでも解放されようとするだろう。
She looks at me, but all I can do is nod. That's why we placed someone so close to her, despite the risks. I don't like it, but at least this is all to keep her safe. Or at least, that's how I justify it to myself. The spaces between buildings. A dainty bell rings out from above as I leave the store. Likely its only customer for the entire day, leaving just before they close. As the warmth of the heaters inside suddenly disappears, I clutch the paper bag to my chest in response to the winter's chill. Kaoru, who's been busy drinking while leaning on a street railing, picks herself up and throws the can into a bin. It's an impressive shot, until it clicks. Why is she so good at that particular move?
店の中で待っててよかったのに。投資するよ。
人形が何百体もいるところで、ここで震えてる方がマシだね。
Wait, why is she getting a doll?
そんなに人形が嫌いなの？
大抵のやつは気味が悪いって言うだろう。悪気はないけどさ。
Her frankness is rather endearing.
気にしてないよ。言いたいことはわかるし。形は人間そのものなのに魂がない。嫌悪感を覚えるのは本能だと思う。
でも、あんたは人形を作ってるんだろ？今時珍しい趣味だよな。
本能で惹かれるんだよね。日本にいてよかったと思うのは、そういうニッチな店が大きな町にまだ残ってるところかな。
We love it. We love a niche hobby.
ま、誰にでも趣味は必要ってことか。
Guys, make sure you have a hobby. I think everyone should have at least one hobby. I give a simple shrug as we begin walking, joining a handful of others braving the night's cold. Checking inside the bag, I go over what I intended to buy. Scalpels, materials, brushes. Everything's in there for my first big project since coming to Sapporo. Satisfied, I look back up.
外国にいたみたいな言い方だな。
そうだね。いろんなところを旅したよ。でも、ああいう店が残ってるのはやっぱり珍しいかな。
面白いやつもいるんだろうな。私は北海道から出たことねえから羨ましいよ。
Up ahead, I notice a freckled-faced foreigner glancing at her phone while looking this way and that, her red ponytail swishing about. Kaoru seems to notice the apparently lost tourist as I do, stopping in her tracks.
世界を見てきたのは私も同じ。まあ見てな。
My god, she can speak English? With a smirk, she skips ahead towards her. I could have easily helped, but now I'm curious to see what comes of this. Without a moment's hesitation, Kaoru asks if she needs help in perfect, if extremely informal, English. It's a little charming to see the woman's face light up at hearing a familiar tongue, the two conversing fairly naturally. Aww. Heads up, there's more than 2 hours of content. Am I that slow at the game? Me when I'm slow. I just like to take in every single line. Also, hi Suriken again. We were talking about the logistics of blood ceremonies again. As one does, yeah, as one does. The tourist goes on her way to the hotel after bidding farewell, Kaoru beaming with pride as she waltzed back. I have to admit, I'm a little speechless.
な、
No?
どうよ、驚いただろ。
うん、素直にすごいと思った。どうやってあんな英語を覚えたの？タチアナから、非公式な教育を受けてたって聞い
How
た
old
け
is
ど。
Kaoru? The pride she'd felt earlier seems to escape like air from a balloon. Her shoulders slumping. She didn't think that through if she didn't think I'd question it.
私は過疎が進む田舎の町で生まれてさ。一緒にいてくれるのは姉貴だけだった。そんな状況だと逃避する手段を求めるもんだろ。私らの場合、それがアメリカのアクション映画だった。 子供の頃はそれが全くの別世界みたいでさ。
Do you think she watched
希
Die
望
Hard?
があってヒーローがいる。貧乏暮らしとは大違い。
両親は？
父親は私が生まれる前にどっかに消えた。
Oh,
母親
damn.
は今も多分実家で飲んだくれてるんじゃねえかな。
ごめん。
謝らなくていいよ、知らなかったんだし。みんなが幸せになれるわけじゃねえ。それに少なくとも今は過去のことだって言えるしな。
でも過去の全部が悪いことじゃないでしょ。タチアナと出会えたんだし。そういえばタチアナとはどうやって知り合ったの？全然共通点があるように見えないけど。
いかにも貴族様な女と私みたいな底辺がどうやって知り合ったかって、そりゃ気になるよな。
Kaoru's usual smile fades as she slows her pace, before finally coming to a stop. People maneuver around us, barely glancing as they keep walking on their way. As she looks to her side, I follow her distant and sullen gaze, her mind clearly elsewhere. All that's there is another dimly lit alleyway, lined with the usual bins, air conditioners, bikes, and so on.
建物と建物の間ってじっくり見たことある？毎日毎日ほとんど気づかないまま通り過ぎてく路地や通路だよ。遮るものは何もねえのに、どうなってるのか見ようとも思わねえだろ。少し横目で見るだけなのに。
言われてみれば気にしたことないかも。
タチアナは見に来たんだよ。あの暑い夜は忘れられねえ。タチアナが立ち止まって私を見てた。見返した私は目をまん丸にしてたと思う。驚いてナイフを落としちまってさ。今までに聞いたことがないくらい大きな音がしたような気がしたよ。タチアナはただそこに突っ立って血と汗にまみれた殺人犯を眺めてた。それがおかしな表情でさ、何年経っても記憶に焼き付いてる。
驚いてたってこと？
それが変なところでさ、あいつ私を家に連れ帰ったんだ。古い浴槽で体を洗ってくれて寝床を用意してくれた。次の日、私が家を出る前に飯を用意してくれてさ。なんて言ったと思う？現場に証拠を残さなかったかだけだよ。
Wait, Kaoru's like
私の過去
killed
に
a
ついて
person
は一
before?
言もなし。私が首を横に振ったらいつでも戻ってきていいって言ってくれてさ。で、一緒にいるってわけ。
Bro, I don't think it's something you should be casually mentioning on the middle of the street.
慈悲だったってこと？
I think this is a conversation for like a quiet private room. She abruptly breaks her introspection and throws back her head with a howl of uncaught laughter, drawing glances from passerbys. Oh, but saying like, oh, she caught me like killing someone didn't turn heads?
慈悲？タチアナには一番無縁の感情だな。そういや、あの時と同じ表情を見たのはあれから何年も経ってからだったな。美術館に行った時のことでさ。私の趣味じゃねえのは言わなくてもわかんだろうけど、タチアナにデートで連れてかれてさ。
そこでどうしてタチアナが慈悲を見せたの？もしかして絵に？
いや、客にだよ。何気ない好奇心をあらわにした表情を見て、目の前のものを理解しようとしてんのに、本当に分かってねえのを哀れに思ったんだってさ。タチアナは魔術師だろ？それも相当腕のいい魔術師だ。私が少しでも怪しい動きを見せたら、あっという間に10通りの殺し方を思いつくようなやつだ。私なんてあいつからすれば毛筋ほどの危険もねえってこと。 私はただあいつにとって興味深い存在だった。あいつにも理解できねえ謎、そんなところだったんだと思う。
道端で拾われた野良犬みたいな言い方ね。
野良犬以外のなんだってのさ。それについちゃ疑ったことがねえよ。
And there's nothing wrong about that either.
でもタチアナは食べ物と寝床を用意してくれた。野良犬にはもっとひどい生活をしてるやつがいっぱいいる。タチアナみたいな魔術師は確かに正気を失ってるやつばっかりだろうけど、それでもあいつは正気のやつらよりずっとたくさんのことを私にしてくれた。
With that, she begins walking again before looking back at me.
昔話はここまで。家まで送るよ。
Girl, you gave a lot of backstory. I'm not gonna lie. That was a good amount of backstory. The long game. Oh, is this when we were walking back together? Our train trip and long walk through the suburbs finally over, I hear a soft thud echoing about the empty house as Honoka closes her front door. A long sigh of relief quickly ensues. I took a big risk in traveling here with her, but my curiosity had to be sated. No, she doesn't kill herself after this. It was like a few days later, or like maybe like a little bit of a time skip, like a week or two, or like months. She was starting to get really exhausted at this point. A cold breeze whistles through the otherwise silent street. This far out from the city, there's practically nothing around to make any noise. Traveling so far to attend university must be a pain for her. Another difference from the city is no daily plowing. The piled up snow only makes the isolated suburbs feel all the more desolate. The curtains still drawn in the surrounding houses as their occupants are still at work. In the long gone days of my youth, I enjoyed places like this. I was content to live in my own head, be it cooped up where I lived or wandering alone on the peaceful streets. Yet the longer I lived in my own head, the less tethered I became to reality. When I look at someone like Yonahara, I see how wrong I was. This much is true for Honoka as well. It's hard not to see some of her mindset in these lonely streets. Beyond that, though, there's something else about this place which makes me feel restless. Something feels off. The sight of the familiar small car's hood peeking around a corner is a thankful reprieve from my thoughts. Tatiana had mentioned in passing that she'd arranged surveillance. Checking behind me for anyone following, I skip across the lonely street towards it. The windows may be fogged up, but I can tell who's in there. With a couple of taps against the passenger window to get her attention, I open the door and slide in. I need to brush a couple of empty noodle cartons and a recipe off the seat before sitting down. Kaoru doesn't strike me as the neat type, and she doesn't disappoint here. Hello, just joined. The voice acting in this game all sounds like you. Oh my god, that's crazy. What gave that? They all sound like me? Wow. No weighing. That's crazy. That said, I do detect a faint hint of tobacco in the air. I've never seen her smoke since I've met her though, which makes me guess she must have quit recently. A good thing for sure, but I wonder why. Yeah, I'm the voice actor. Maybe for Tatiana's sake, I'd like to think.
お疲れ。こんなところで会うなんて驚いたな。
Alright, Clemire, thank you for the tier 1. The great yawn, she shifts about in her seat to try and liven herself up.
ちょっと寄っただけ。調子はどう？
それがさ、 寒くて尻が凍りつきそう。カップ麺と自販機のコーヒーだけでもう1週間もここで張ってるんだよ。
ヒーターをつけてもいい？
Ita. Hey guys, 1 second.
Okay. ガソリン代を払ってくれんなら。
Okay. Sorry. I've never seen someone so touchy about money. Giving up on convincing her to take care of herself, my gaze moves to the back of the car as a peculiar sight catches the corner of my eye.
ちょっと、このカップ麺の山、
Oh my god.
何なの？
ああ、コンビニで特売セールをやってたんだ。お腹が空いてるならあげ
Chili
る。
tomato.
おすすめはチリトマトかな。完成度高いよ。
There must be dozens upon dozens of cup noodles haphazardly strewn about, culminating in a small hill of them between the seats. I lean back and pick one up off the pile, a few shifting down afterwards like loose pebbles from the mountainside. Left unsaid is where she gets the water to cook them.
待って、これ賞味期限が切れてる。てか、カップ麺の賞味期限って切れるんだ。
だから安かったんだって。箱買いできそうなくらい置いてあったしな。安くなってる時にまとめ買いをする。これもライフハックだよ。
Okay, guys, here's my top trait. Like, if something says expired... Oh, wait. Where's my internet? Hello? Hello? 1 2 1 2. Test. Yeah? Are we good? We back? No, that was me. I saw that I had frame rates drop. Okay, internet. None of the frick, bro. Okay, I was gonna say, my toxic trait. Okay, like, if there's like a bag of something, or like ramen, or anything that's full of preservatives, like, that expiration date is a suggestion. You know? Like, unless I see, like, for like something that's like filled with preservatives, like, I'm sorry, like a bag of chips does not expire. It's a sell by date as well. Yeah. But like for like fresh stuff, like, no, I generally follow expiration dates because like I don't want to like tempt fate on my stomach. But like, I'm not gonna lie, even like milk. Because like if you don't open the carton, like there's a chance it doesn't go bad. Because it's still sealed, you know? Like you microwave it to make sure it's not bad. Only baby formula, yeah, because like, you know, the babies. Oh no, it's like, no, it's a hack. No, it's a hack. If you want to find out if your milk is bad or not, you microwave it for like 30 seconds. Like you put a little bit in a cup and you microwave it. And
are you sure about that?
Yes. And if it curdles, then it's expired. And if it doesn't curdle, then it's fine. Like, no, Unironically, no, guys, this is a hack. Like, if you genuinely want to find out if your milk is bad or not. Well, I don't want to taste it. Like, sometimes you don't want to taste it if it might be bad. So you have to test it first. This is why we have 2+ hours of the story left. Okay. Guys, when stories get serious, I get quiet. So like when we're in the calm moments, this is when I can talk. Because when the story's sad, I'm focusing, so I get quiet. We bonus streaming to finish this for real, probably. I arrived and I hear Mina say, "This is why you taste it." Yeah, your mom last night. Got him. Sorry. I'm sorry. You see this face? This is the face of innocence. Dun, 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 dun. M's never no, Emerald will come back. Faces can be deceiving? No. Okay, anyways, we're gonna continue on the story. Face of innocence? Yeah. Why the question marks? I'm literally so innocent. All I do is sit here and play video games. Yeah, I'm just a girl. Ha ha ha. I literally don't do anything. Guys, I'm literally so innocent. Yesterday, I made charm bracelets with my friends. At the grown age of 30. Guys, I feel like I have to make a disclaimer. Although I say that I was with your moms, I have actually never been with a mom. I'm sorry for lying. You guys can cancel me for that. Yet. But, you know. Your mom can be first. Can't believe my Oshi has done this. Dun, 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 dun. That one has a 40-year-old British mom. Well, I feel like... I guess if they had them young. Okay, yeah, wait, guys, the story. She's never one to shy away from giving advice as if she were my elder. Deciding against her generous offer, I chuck mine back into the pile of the back seat. I don't want to think too hard about how she lives day to day.
タチアナに監視を命じられたんでしょ？面白いことはあった？
She gives an amused snort in reply.
あの子、ハンデをしたような生活だね。あんなに時間に正確なやつは初めてだよ。
Oh my god, that's like my schedule.
私の読み通りなら、もうすぐ書斎に現れる。見てな。
Oh! So like when Honoka had a bad feeling about something... There's a brief silence as we watch. This isn't a great vantage point. We can see little more than a narrow slit between her curtain and the side of the window, but you can just make out Honoka entering what must be her bedroom or study now. Bro, this is like my biggest fear. Someone like watching you. It's hard to make out what exactly she's doing. Her head bobbing up and down as she checks something. I strain my eyes to see, but it's little use.
何してんの？
No, but like in person.
多分血の魔法だろうな。でも面白いのはここから。あと数分待って。
Oh god, she's about to pull out the knife. Yeah, yeah. 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 Skeptical, I set my eyes back on Honoka. It feels more than a little creepy to be watching her from afar like this. But my reflections on what I'm doing takes a back seat as I notice the glint of a knife. My heart stops, but Kaoru's expression looks almost bored. Taking a gulp, I watch the knife press against her arm, her face looking pained. I desperately want to race into her house and stop this at once, or at least call an ambulance until...
倒れたの？
うん。あと数時間は意識が朦朧としてるだろうね。
The business does seem to be getting to Kaoru as well. A grimace forming on her face even as she tries to play it off.
つまり、ほのかちゃんはこの世界に体を残して、あっちの世界に行ってるってこと？
そんな感じ。魂がふらふらお散歩してる間、体はおねんねしてる。タチアナは全部調べてあったよ。あいつなら当然だけどね。
The show is now over. Kaoru relaxes back into the seat while holding the back of her head with her arms.
てかさ、なんでシノがここにいんの？付き合ってくれんのはありがたいけど、ほのかに見られんのはやばいじゃん。
ああ、それなら大丈夫。家まで一緒に歩いたんだ。
は？
She sits bolt upright with eyes wide, only to collapse back into her seat once she realizes I'm serious. She practically wheezes out her words afterwards.
タチアナに報告するなら立ち会わせてよ。あいつの反応を見てみたい。
I'll save her the fact that Honoka nearly figured me out as well. She's a shrewd woman. A few seconds more and I'm sure I'd have been in trouble. Yet Tatiana and Kaoru are here, watching her every move and having worked out her daily routine to the minute. It's strange how two parallel games are being played. Can't help but worry how our two worlds will meet.
そうだ。
That felt like
ここから市内
foreshadowing.
までは少なくとも1時間はかかるよね。どうやって帰るつもり？
I give an awkward smile in reply.
ああ、聞くんじゃなかった。
With that, she throws the car into gear and turns the key. It'll be a long drive from here. We're just gonna leave Honoka bleeding out on the floor. Like, is safety in the room with us? A troublesome client.
いいとこだね。
Tatiana gives a nod, looking out towards nothing in particular.
少々不便なことに目をつぶれば、都会の喧騒から離れるのも悪くない。毎日大学に通うには遠すぎるかな。
With Yonohara wanting to talk with Honoka in person, Tatiana obliged her with a means of transport. Everything was carefully set up for a happenstance meeting, which was nothing of the sort. We walk the street beside the cemetery to pass the time, needing to stretch our legs after the trip. After the while, we take care to remain out of sight of Honoka and out of earshot of Yonohara. I can tell that Tatiana is distracted, even her stoic face betraying something nagging at her. She's felt the same thing I did about this place. Yet Kaoru isn't bothered at all, giving a big yawn as if to accentuate the point. It has to be latent magic, and magic related to Yasue's ceiling if I had to guess.
依頼人のことも少しは調べてるんでしょ？
The atmosphere turns awkward. I quickly realize I've outed myself as not being a local.
米原様はこの町では知らない者がいない魔術師だ。あの方くらいの年なら誰でもそうだ。
The 19th century?
若く見えても19世紀末の生まれ。
Wait, that means Yasue is also like 200 years old. '19th century is from the 1800s. We're in 2000. 25, by the way. 2025. Almost 26.
あるいはそう言われている。
それくらいの年の魔術師に会うのは珍しいみたいだね。
長い年月を経ると人は少しおかしくなる。長い寿命に耐えられないよう作られているのかもな。
If I lived forever, like, I'd have so many hobbies. Guys, I'd be like so talented.
ほとんどの魔術師は150歳ぐらいを境に人生に見切りをつけてしまう。人が生きてるうちに見るものを思えば私にはまだ理解できないが、そういうものなのだろう。
米原さんは普段ほとんど姿を見せないし、今までに聞いた話も全部あんたの言う噂ばかりなんだよね。
あの方は隠遁生活を送っているからな。趣味や生活習慣、何を食べているのかすらわからない。その彼女が私たちの前に姿を晒し、雇いたいと言い出した時の衝撃を想像してみる。
それもどこの誰ともわからない若い女の子の世話をさせるためだもんね。
She gives a nod, but doesn't elaborate.
ねえ、少しも気にならないわけ？この仕事なんか変じゃない？
余計な詮索をして痛い目に遭う気はない。米原様なりの事情があってのことだろう。それにあの本を処分するいい機会だった。私が聞きたいのは薫の意見だ。何か言いたくてうずうずしているようだが。
Oh?
最低最悪の仕事だって。あのばあさんが決断するのを待って、次は運転手扱いされて北海道中を
Not
走
her
り回ってん
calling
だよ。
Yonohara Oba-san.
タクシードライバーを名乗った覚えはねえよ。
私の方こそお前のセラピストになるなんて聞いていなかった。
That's a crazy line! That's a crazy line! And I didn't sign up to be your therapist.
そういう立ち穴こそどういうつもりだよ。他の仕事ならともかく全然らしくね。あんたがこんなに親切なんて初めてじゃん。
米原様は金払いがいい。金の出所は知らないし知りたくもないがな。
Karu suddenly rounds on Tatiana, stopping the woman in her tracks.
そういうことじゃないって分かってんだろ。あんた、いつから報酬にこだわるようになったんだよ。バーと気に入った服があれば満足してたじゃん。
I think this is the first time I've seen anyone stand up to Tatiana, and from her reaction, she's clearly not used to it. Rather than snap back with a response, she takes a few moments to find her words. Oh my god, that scared me. Thank you for the super chat. Hell yeah, we love Yuri here. You're in the right place. Also, hello to Brazil. She takes so long that Kaoru and I become confused.
どの魔術師も自分の体を多かれ少なかれ調整し、少し練習すれば武具を召喚できるようになる。ただし、それよりも高度の魔術は珍しく、使用者固有の能力だ。私たちはそれを才能と呼んでいる。米原様はかつて私に才能を見せてくれた。本当の魔術の技を。私は恐怖し、何日も眠れなかった。
It'd take a lot to rattle her. In contrast to my concern, Kaoru simply blurts out what's on her mind.
それで、どんな才能だった？
Kaoru, you're so real for that.
一般人の社会のことは知らないが、魔術師は互いの秘密を守るものだ。
Okay, but Tatiana, like the friend DA, you can tell us.
この仕事から降りたいなら聞かせてやろう。聞いて今すぐ帰るといい。だが私は一人でも続ける。
Kaoru gives her proposal the briefest thought before sighing and scratching her hair in frustration.
あんたと違って、私はお金が大事でね。
前回十分に稼いだだろう。
全部競馬で吸った。
Kaoru, who'd you bet on? Kaoru? Kaoru, who were you betting on? She's an Uma gambler? Oh yeah, she's spending all her money on Uma Musume, bro. 100%. She said it took me 180 pulls to get Manhattan Cafe.
ここまで。タクシードライバーに戻るよ。
Kaoru slinks away, hands sunk into her pockets like a sulking schoolchild. My raised eyebrow at Tatiana afterwards earns a confused rebuke.
その表情は何だ？
私に同じ提案はしてくれないわけ？
お前が独りよがりなゲームをしているのは分かっている。だが、思っているほどうまくいっていないようだな。
私が信用できないってこと？
信用に値するか、見せてもらうのが先だ。
With that, we follow Kaoru to the car ahead. I take one last look towards the quiet suburb. Its streets silent save for the footsteps of our small party. Bro, this car has so much trash. Tatiana hurries to hold the back door open for the approaching Lady Yonahara. Her black shawl covering the brilliant vermilion kimono underneath. I make sure to slip in unseen from the other side, lest Honoka notice me. With a turn of the key, twice over, the engine finally wakes from its slumber and wheezes to life. Perhaps it's from nerves around Yonahara or simply the icy conditions, but Kaoru's driving proves unusually careful today. A certain tension hangs in the air, of questions piled high yet unable to be said. Questions pointed directly at the dour woman in our midst. Tatiana seems to have made her peace with this, but Kaoru is visibly distracted. I can't blame her.
聞いてもいいかな？ずっと気になってたんだ。
どうしてもと言うなら。
Bro, Yonahara's so hot.
あんたの姉が封印されてるとかどうとかって話だったよね。で、ほのかが、ほら、そこに行ったとか、こっちに来たとか。
I think that's a real and valid question.
方法が分かったってこと？
The way Kaoru's tripping over her words is almost painful to hear. Her partner beside her remains silent, comfortable to let the situation play out. Yonahara replies with the same apathy she endows upon everything, her gaze still pointed out the window beside her.
時々、あの娘は両親の墓に話しかけていた。あまり気に留めていなかったが、ふと、あの女が好きだった芝居の話になった。そしてすぐに姉の名を出した。
つまり、ほのかがきっかけでお姉さんのことを調べ始めたってこと？そりゃきついわ。
So it was literally a coincidence? No reply comes forth, save for the sound of traffic around us. A discontented mumble from beside me is all that's said for the rest of the journey.
何が忠臣蔵よ。バカバカしい。
Is that the play? Someone unimportant. One foot after another, I plod along the snow-covered path towards Honoka's home, wary of my joints seizing again in the increasingly bitter winter. My pace is slower this time around. After our talk in the library, it's now clear that Honoka's fallen for Yasue. Things are going to get complicated, now that I've lost my chance to gently pull her away from blood magic. That's why I had to call in sick to the university. It's inevitable that things will eventually come to a head, but I want to see things for myself beforehand. With Honoka attending lectures, and now knowing what Kaoru can and can't see around her house, the stage is set for my own intervention. Tatiana might be too cowed by Yonohara to do this, but I have no such apprehensions. A shame, really. Looks like I won't be earning her trust anytime soon. Reaching Honoka's house, I carefully maneuver around the back and out of my coworker's line of sight. Neither of them need to know about this. It'll be easier for everyone if they don't. Not a leaf is stirring as I look about, leaving me satisfied that I won't be noticed. With that, my eyes close and my thoughts turn inwards. Is she a mage? I knew this. This is a risky thing to try. I don't completely understand the nature of Honoka's blood magic, nor how she finds Lady Yasue. This is only a guess at how she's managing it, and I suspect even she doesn't fully comprehend the forces at play. Calming myself, I try to focus my thoughts on the task at hand. She's magic! She's magic! As magic begins to course through my body, I open my eyes once more as it feels to pour forth. Surging through me and flowing outward, my magic talent may be far beyond Honoka's clumsy blood magic, but I dearly hope this will have the same effect. To harness this force was once difficult, but in time, it proved to be more fruitful than I could ever imagine. Dominating the forces within, what with a raging torrent suddenly collapses into no more than a pinprick of concentrated energy. Just a little more, and my soul will be torn away from its physical form. A little more, and... Wait. But Yasue never mentioned anything about this. Soft grass gently presses against the back of my head, my dazed eyes opening to a brilliant blue expanse. Suddenly realizing that this isn't where I was. Afar from the maudlin gray sky of winter, I scramble to my feet. Startled birds nestled in the trees around me fly off squawking. The peace of the forest disrupted by the rude intruder. Stupefied by what's just happened, I'm reduced to glancing about at my surroundings. I'm like shocked that she went here. All I can do is mumble whatever's on my mind as I glance around in disbelief. The warmth, the green tips of the trees around me. I couldn't be further from the winter's chill if I tried. My body feels heavy as I try to pull myself together. My head feels like it's swimming, probably an after effect of being pulled into this place. This must be where Honoka's escaping to each night. In Act 1, do we see Shino after Honoka met Yonohara? I'm pretty sure we met Shino right before Honoka offed herself. Because in the library, they had the conversation, and then Honoka went to the bathroom and crashed out. I'm at a loss for words as I look about the thick forest, the sounds of insects and birds playing on the edge of my hearing. It's no wonder Tatiana and I felt something was off. The sheer amount of magic to create such a place must be incomprehensible. Ruby, thank you for the tier 1. Oh my god, welcome back from Japan. I hope you bought lots of Yuri. My theory held true. We felt traces of this magic due to the incredible amount being expended here. The moment my soul left its body, it fell into the well of concentrated magic as if pulled in by gravity. Just the same way that Honoka, likely unintentionally, does with her blood magic. Scuffing my feet on the ground to check that this conjured ground is safe, I'm met by the reassuring feeling of dirt and grass against my shoes. As much as I'd like to play in this strangely familiar world, I need to move on. With that, I begin walking, not towards the pillars of smoke in the far distance, but towards a closer destination. I feel like Alice venturing deeper into Wonderland. Yasue will find me in good time, so I let my sense of wonder guide me along the yellow brick road for now. Oh! I slowly pass from one grave to another, paying my respects to each. Yasue considered this place important enough to recreate, those laid to rest here no less worthy of existing than the city itself. That speaks well of her character. This entire world is a near perfect recreation. The same place, but in Yasue's time. The landscape looked familiar, and the first sign of civilization has confirmed it. Such a strange moment of somber reflection this is, when combined with the awe it inspires towards its creator. Where another mage might conjure a simple martial weapon for self-defense, Yasue has raised a city and its surroundings from nothing. I suppose one would need a hobby after a century of solitary confinement. How she hasn't gone mad eludes me. The solitude ended with the arrival of Honoka. So too has it ended with my own. Hearing the approaching clatter of wooden sandals on stone, I turn towards the entrance. Ooh! Toward the woman who conjured this strange yet familiar world. As she catches sight of me, the woman slows. We simply stand for minutes on end, judging each other in the surreal circumstances. Her eyes betray the long-lost joy at the company of another, tempered by the ache of a lonely heart. Her clothing is cheerful and hairstyle relaxed for the era, at odds with the pain so clearly written on her nervous face. Ah, I see. Her hair's become depigmented by the absurd levels of magic she's expended, another rare sight among so many today. Are we gonna, we're not gonna say anything? Yasue tries to speak, but the words fail to come. I offer an unassuming smile in response before strolling past her. To say I don't have anxiety about being in the domain of such a powerful mage would be a lie, but I do my best to mask it with casual indifference.
どこへ行くのかしら。私たちみたいな人間は墓地にふさわしくない。魔術で死者を冒涜することになる。
Not hearing any footsteps from behind, I pause and turn back towards her.
ねえ、ついてこないの？
It's a long way into the town, the day wearing on into sunset as we walk. Yet not a word is exchanged between the two of us on the hike. Instead, Yasue silently stares while keeping her distance behind me, gauging me all the while. As we enter Sapporo itself, the first townspeople going about their day become visible. It's quite a sight given the splendid mixture of Japanese and foreign fashions. The era could only be the early 20th century. The styles are unmistakable. I thought she was alone in this world, but perhaps not. Struck by curiosity, I noticed the street vendor selling simple wooden toys from a stall at the side of the road. Seeing the chance to investigate, I stop in front and lean in, intently examining every detail of the shabby man. A scant few moments is all I need to realize what I'm seeing, righting myself afterwards with some disappointment. There's nothing behind those eyes at all. They're a form without a soul. The way Shino clocked it in 0.4 seconds of seeing a person, and Honoka had been in this town so many times for hours on end and had no idea.
ただの人形か。
Realizing there's little point in bothering to interact with this Potemkin village, I pick up a wooden toy from one of the stall's trays, a ball attached to a handle by a string, and begin idly fiddling with it. Sometimes I get the ball into the cup, more often I bought my nephew this toy when I was in Japan. That was my gift to him. Yasue is an odd person. Her experiences have left her more anxious of me than I am of her. I feel more emboldened around her now, given how little she lords her power over me.
大抵の魔術師は剣や槍を出すのが精一杯なのに、よくもこんな細部まで鮮やかな街を作り上げたもんだね。感心するよ。
Soon growing bored of the children's toy, I place it back on the stall and turn back towards her.
でも、そんなことができる魔術師が封印されてから1世紀経ったとはいえ、現代に至るまで知られていないのは腑に落ちない。私は安江さんでしょ。それくらいは知ってる。では、あなたはただの通りすがり、そよ風みたいなものだと思って。
Shino, that is so ominous.
でも、あなたは超のつく重要人物だ。なんと言っても、純真な乙女の心を奪ったんだから。
Oh god. Oh gosh. The peaceful, if slightly anxious look on her eyes disappear in a flash, replaced by a fierce resentment. I reflexively back off at the sight, chest tightening with sudden fear of the woman.
心配しないで。あの子に危害を加える気はないから。ほのかちゃんは素敵な子だよ。
The fire slowly leaves her as Yasue realizes the honesty in my words. Taking the opportunity as she lets her guard down, I decide to push the matter.
それが、私がここに来てあなたと話したかった理由。私は、ほのかちゃんに害が及んでほしくないと思ってるけど。
Oh wait, no, sorry.
安江さんも同じ気
I
持
read
ちな
that
のか
sentence
な。
wrong. I thought she said, I can't say the same about you, but she said, I can say the same about you. So never mind. I read it wrong. She simmers, but silence is the only reply. I hardly expected an answer. I have no right to demand one from her, and even asking is untoward of me.
あなたは全てを知っているのね。
Hi.
ほぼ全てかな。では、本当の魔術を使えるなら、あなたなら。
My evasive look away doesn't go unmissed.
助けてあげたいのは山々だけど、わからないことがたくさん残ってる。今はまだここを突き止めるのがやっとだから。
There's a slightly surreal quality to all of this. Discussing Honoka while strolling through a city while surrounded by people going about their day. I continue looking this way and that in amusement, thoroughly distracted by this fanciful performance she's putting on.
すごい才能だね。同じ魔術師として言わせてもらうけど、素直に感心してる。ありがとう。もともと歌舞伎の演出で何度も使っていたの。あなたの時代のものとは少し趣が違うようだけれど。
In your time, how little she actually understands of anything that's happening around her. A mage using their power for kabuki performances, though. My brow furrows as I try to recall hearing anything like it. But I'm sure I've never heard of that in all of my years. How odd.
あなたは現実世界のほのかを知っているんでしょ？あの子は大丈夫なの？大変な思いをしているようだから、どうにか元気づけたいけれど、素直に話してくれないの。
With that, we abruptly stop in our tracks. She was going to come up eventually, and it's for the better that it was from Yasue.
厄介な質問をするのが得意なんだね。わざわざ聞くってことは見当がついてるんでしょ？
This is a thank you for the tier 1.
私の時代では誰もが偉大な魔術師だと言ってくれて、ほのかも私を褒めてくれる。でも私は何一つできないの。自分のためにもほのかのためにもね。ほのかを助けてあげて。お願い。
Onegai. I give a smile to reassure her of my intentions, but it's a weak one. My opinion of Yasue herself may have improved, but it's only made all the clearer how both are victims of their circumstances.
できる限りのことはする。それくらいは約束するよ。じゃあ、そろそろ行かなきゃ。私が歴史学者ならここに残りたいところだけどね。あなたの作ったこの世界、本当にすごいよ。でもね、私はあなたに会いたかっただけだよ。安江さんをこの目で見ておきたかった。
She knows, like, so cool.
では、あなたの判断は？私が何か言っても何も変わらないことはもう分かってる。それに、愛し合う二人の中に口を挟む権利なんて、
Iconic of
私には
her.
ない。
I couldn't hope to tell the purity of her feelings for Honoka from such a brief meeting. My worst concerns are gone. Unfortunately, that only makes their separation all the more tragic. Yasue's desire to keep me here, if just for company, if nothing else, is written plainly to her face. Yet we both know she can't prevent me from leaving. It's not like I can help her escape this place. And I'd better not dawdle either. It'd be awkward if someone were to find my lifeless body in the real world, especially if it were Honoka herself. As I let go of the grip my magic has on me, the now familiar feeling of my soul transference twists and distorts my senses. It's an unsettling feeling, one I can never quite get used to, and one I feel sorry for Honoka being forced to experience so often. As my sense of self withers and wanes, one last thought comes to an end as I leave this world. I found what I came here for. What were you looking for? Crossing the Rubicon. Is that a con for rubies? The library is quiet once more. The shuffling of another book sliding between its neighbors on the shelf only heard by myself and one other. The image of Yasue plays on my mind, all the more so now that I have Honoka sitting right behind me. As sorry as I feel for Yasue, there's nothing I can do. I rather doubt there's anything Honoka could do either. From holding out the false promises From holding out the false promise of escape for Yasue to Honoka's only escape from the grief of this world being in her arms, Yasue's attachment to her only hurts them both. Honoka's too tied up in her own mind to see outside the walls she's built. Yasue, though, I'd have thought she'd know better. I'm broken for my thoughts by barely overheard mumbling from the table behind me. Oh god, this is the day that she does it.
夏も冬ももはや私を傷つけることはない。暑さも寒さも感じられないからだ。兄弟よ、希望は等しく虚しい。
She surely hadn't intended for me to hear that, but it's as good an excuse as any to try and strike up a conversation. The window feels like it's narrowing from anything but drastic action.
その本好きなの？
She looks a little shy, but reluctantly replies.
イザベラ・ディ・モーラの詩集。注釈が書かれていて、時々読んでるの。へえ、そうなんだ。イザベラを知っているの？全然。にしてもよく読めるね。それ、イタリア語で書いてあるんでしょ？時々思うんだよね。読書家のほのかちゃんの方がこの仕事に向いてるんじゃないかって。本が好きじゃないの？最近じゃネットの記事以外ほとんど読んでないな。それにイタリア語なんてさっぱりわかんないし、私なんかよりほのかちゃんの方がとっくに上を行ってるよ。なんだか自慢してるみたい。その逆だよ。むしろ恥ずかしく思ってる。この大学の学生ってみんな私よりずっと優秀なんだもん。私なんて学ぶ時間がないわけじゃないのに、
So real.
怠け癖のせいで何にもしてないだけ。人生で学べる時間なんて限られてるのに。ああ、時間がないわけじゃないよ。それは確かなんだけどね。私はどっちかっていうと広く浅く勉強したいタイプみたいって言えば通じるかな。
Oh my god, that's me with hobbies. I love to become proficient, not a master, because I want to try so many different things. Monika's response to look past me and out the snow-covered window. Once again, I find myself unable to keep a grasp on Honoka before she slips away into introspection once more. As I'm thinking about putting away the now empty box for returned books, Honoka mumbles something as much to herself as to me.
どうしていつもそんなに明るくいられるの？
Why do birds fly? In all the time we've been together, the moment I look back to her is the moment I realize is the first she's spoken from the heart. And the first moment I realize that I can't help her any further.
ふりをするのが得意なだけ。本気でそう思ってくれてるなら言っとくけど、私だって自分が何してるかなんて分かってない。ただ配られた手札でどうにかしてるだけ。フラッシュのこともあれば降りることもある。
A horrible silence echoes about the room, louder than any batch of students who'd passed through. She thinks over my words in earnest, rolling them over in her mind behind a lowered gaze. Yet there's nothing there. No reaction, no spark of hope, just a pit, a horrible, lonely hollow, which some cheerful platitudes could never fill. I failed her. Honoka takes to her feet, sliding the book into her bag and slinging her coat over her shoulders. I desperately want to say something, anything, to pull her out of the mindset she's in, but find no words to use.
変なことを聞いてごめんなさい。深い意味はないの。今日中に済ませたい用事があるから帰るね。気にしてないよ。じゃあね、ほのかちゃん。うん、また。
I fall silent as she shuffles out of the room, eyes studiously avoiding mine. As I hear the door open, I pluck the phone from my pocket. The fear of what might happen from doing this is now outweighed by my fear for Honoka herself. Bringing the phone to my ear after finding Tatiana in my contacts, I cast a quick glance out the door. Honoka's helpfully closed it behind her. This wing of the campus is now empty. Tatiana's curious voice sets my heart racing. I don't know how long we have. Perhaps this is already too late.
今すぐ行動に移そう。米原さんがどう言おうと構ってられない。どうした？何かあったのか？ほのかちゃんがとんでもないことをしでかしそうで怖いの。私たちの手で止めなきゃ。
I take a deep breath to try and settle myself. Tatiana clearly hearing the worry in my voice. Moments pass as she weighs things in her mind. She has no reason not to trust me, given how reluctant I was to do anything to her in the first place.
わかった。待ってる。
Kaoru driving was as fast as it was terrifying given the conditions. But even so, the day's light is already waning as we file out of the car. Tatiana looks as ready as any of us are to make a move, given the temperature out here. The streets are empty as we gather behind the car, clouds forming with each of their breath.
さてカオル、とうとうお前の出番だ。トランクを開けてパーティーに持ち込んだものを見せてもらおう。
With that, Kaoru reaches down and pulls up the trunk with an eager grin. She mentioned on the way here that she brought something useful along.
じゃーん、見てよ、本物のモシンナガン M1891 モデル。すごいだろ、この木製のストック、オリジナルのままだよ。
Kaoru, we're trying to save someone from krilling themselves. How is a gun going to help? Why would this be useful? What are we doing with the gun? Tatiana and I look at each other with concern.
ただの骨董品みたいだけど。
言っとくけど、この骨董品が第二次世界大戦中にロシアからドイツ軍を追っ払ったんだからな。ドイツ軍を追っ払えるくらいなら、私の役にも立つって。それに。闇市場で襟好みできるわけねえだろ。
いいか、私たちがここに来たのは本を回収してほのかを確保するためだ。銃を振り回されるのは気が進まないし、米原様に死体を届けるつもりはない。
分かってる。自重するよ。でもこじれ出したら引き金を引く。これまでもそうしてきただろ。
Tatiana holds her tongue for some time, clearly trying to work out a way to dissuade Kaoru, before eventually sighing in defeat. Okay, there's a girl inside ready, like, with a knife. I feel like we should hurry up.
ちゃんと頭を使えよ。
冷静にってことだろ。任せなって。
Giving no time for further protests, Kaudu grabs the rifle by the receiver and makes off for a vantage point. The weapon slings swaying this way and that. I will give her one thing. She's an athletic sort, the woman skipping over fences with ease.
シノ、段取りは分かっているな。
私は表立って戦うタイプじゃないからね。二人が戻ってくるまで車を温めとく。それくらいならできるよ。
確認しただけだ。それに心配しているのはお前のことじゃない。
I'm lucky her mind's stuck on Kaudu. Well, if this goes according to plan, I should be getting back to the car in time anyway.
この子を捕らえに行く。5分後に会おう。ヒーターをつけたままにしておいてくれ。
With that, she pulls the trunk closed, the opening act of our play beginning. Oh! What? Wait! What? What? The end of all things. Why was that a video? Why did that show as a video? What is going on? What is going on? What is happening? I should have awoken in a pool of blood to a cold room. Instead, warm grass gently brushes against my face. For a moment, I simply lay where I am and savor the warm feeling. From firm wood below my feet, I wake to soil and flowers pressing on my cheek. The smell strikes a chord of nostalgia, reminding me of my childhood and crouching in the gardens with my... Suddenly restless, I take to my feet and begin the routine of rewrapping my bandages and fixing up my glasses to distract myself. I'd rather Yasue not find me with my arm like this in any case. As I complete my fussing, a sigh escapes, one of odd relief. This might not be the end, not yet, but it's finally in sight. The smoke of industry rises from the direction of Sapporo, or Yasue's imagining of it. I step forward, then pause. No, I'll head there in a few moments. I have something I need to do first. What is she doing? Stealing my heart, I turn about and walk away from the city in the distance. I knew as much. The cemetery of Sapporo's outskirts even existed for easily 100 years. The area may be smaller and the gate rather less ornate than it is in modern day, but the dead lie buried all the same. It's incredible how Yasue recreated such a vast area. The plot I stare at before me is empty, little more than a nondescript patch of grass. It'll be filled in 100 years' time. Even without the gravestone, it feels no less insignificant. I don't believe in any afterlife, nor any sort of spiritual ideas. Not for lack of trying either. Yet, the grief I feel as I stare at this meaningless plot of land is no less real, and cuts no less deeply. If I can't stay in this world forever, then at least I'll stay as long as I can, together with the one person who loves me.
おかしいよね。誰かの作品をあんなに読んできたのに、いざ自分の言葉で語ろうとしたら、何も思いつかないなんて。母さん、父さん、ごめんね。私は強くなれなかったよ。
Aww.
もうすぐ
No!
そっちに行くからね。
With that, I admit my sin in words, not only to them, but to myself. In a few hours, I'll be gone. My body in the real world left bleeding out in that silent house. How strange, now that I've finally let go, feel a sense of serenity I've never felt before, knowing that the weight of living, of enduring this tiredness, will finally be shrugged off is peaceful. I can finally let go. Or so I thought. All thoughts stop as I look back up, my blood running cold at the sight before me. This should be impossible, and yet... Why is she here? A lone woman stands solemnly before a pillar of stone, her vermilion kimono making for a strikingly beautiful sight. Her figure is unmistakable, but that woman shouldn't be here. She can't be here. Wait, her burn's on the other side, no? I feel like her burn was on the other side before. Slowly, gracefully, she turns about. Every fear is realized as I see her face. How is Yonahara here before me? This isn't meant to be possible. This world's meant to be for Yasue and I alone. Be that as it may, the woman begins walking towards me. The clatter of Zori on concrete may be missing, but her grace remains. All I can imagine is to remain rooted in place as she approaches, my mind trying to piece together an impossible puzzle. Her smile, her small, deliberate steps slowly cross the distance between us before finally coming to a stop. Her ominous demeanor couldn't be more different to when we first met. As the woman looms over me, I can't tear my gaze away as I look at her face. As I find myself staring into those black, distant eyes. Yonahara is a mage whose power I can only guess at. She lords that over me without a word, looking at me as if a human glancing downward at an insignificant ant. Nothing I can do, nothing I can say could possibly affect her. From this supreme being comes a voice with no anger nor forcefulness. Rather, her silky, dulcet tone laced with a malevolent edge. An edge which feels somehow not directed at me. Yes, ma'am. We just listen. Guys, I'm stressed. The long walk from the cemetery back to the city is a silent one, and perhaps one of the most surreal I've ever taken. It's only as we enter the city that I feel I can breathe given the tension. Yonahara following behind me in total silence. The townspeople around us go about their day, mindlessly repeating their routines. They have no comprehension of how wrong this situation is, nor who my companion might be. I can only imagine what my companion thinks of the sight. How did she even get here? What are her intentions in meeting her sister after so long? Surely she could have found Yasue without me, so why have me lead her? My mind buzzes with questions, but I can't bring myself to look behind me. The hairs stand on my neck even thinking of her. So dark is the aura coming from the woman. Turning the corner around a building into the main road, I see the thankfully familiar figure of Yasue in the distance. Her reflexive smile when she catches sight of me is broad and genuine, worn without so much of a second thought. Bro, the music is stressing me out.
あ、ほのか、伝えたいことが。
Upon noticing my expression, however, her face collapses into concern. Her eyes shift over my shoulder. Oh my god. Okay, wait, this also answers the timeline for me a little bit. So, Yasue and Honoka had not seen each other since Shino and Yasue met. But Shino met Honoka after she met Yasue. Which makes sense. That's the timeline we're in right now. Okay, because Yasue would have 100% told Honoka about Shino already. Unable to hold back at the sight of her, I sprint forward to Yasue's side without so much as a glance backwards. I quickly shift behind her, taking some small comfort in having her by me.
ごめんなさい、連れてきてしまって。いきなり現れて、私。
I trail off as I realize Yasue is not listening. Rather, she stares in grim disbelief as Yonohara slowly comes to a stop. She doesn't move nor blink. She hardly even breathes, as she lays eyes on the one who sealed her away. I can only imagine what's running through Yasue's mind after so many years, after so cruel an act.
久しぶりだこと。
Yashiburi.
100年よ。100年もの間、あなたが生きていただなんて。
I'd expected Yasue to show some sense of fear, or perhaps simple shock. Instead, her voice takes on an eerie and unfamiliar tone, a dark and ominous shape, just faintly visible below the surface.
元気そうね。濡れ歯色だった巻毛はともかく。あなたを妹だと思っていたのよ。父親が違っても、私は本当の妹だと思っていたわ。
Oh, Yasue was the older sister.
なのにどうしてこんなことを。たくさんのものを失って信じていた者たちへの復讐だというの。あの冬の日を忘れたことはない。あなたもでしょ。あの熱や灰になった命のためだけじゃない。私が人間を見限った日だからよ。
What happened?
村の人たちが火災の罪を私に押し付けた途端、最初は反対していた人たちも結局奴らに加担した。
Okay, Yasue 100% started the fire, probably by accident, but the entire village blamed Yonohara instead, because she was the one that was more of a recluse, and like Yasue was so bright.
あなたさえも。
I don't know if it's my interpretation, or a genuine slip of Lady Yonohara's composure, but a note of melancholy hangs on the air with these two forlorn words.
あなたの魔術を見たわ。たとえ偶然であったとしても、あなたが原因だと思われるのは当然だと思うわ。勝手にそう思っているといいわ。少なくとも自分を納得させられるでしょうから。人一人なら単なる気まぐれもあり得るでしょうね。でも人間の本質は同種と群れることよ。より大きな全体の一部となった途端、人は全体に判断を委ねようとする。自分が何を言っているか分かっているの。こんなことをして自分がまだ人間だとでも思っているの。私が人間だと思っているかですって。
It's kind of
あなた
valid.
には本当にうんざりよ。
I mean, like, humanity's kind of ruined. I'm struck by Yasue's tone, being unlike anything I've heard before. Neither give but one thought to my presence, meaningless as it is.
今さら驚くことじゃないでしょ。どうせ私のことなんてこれっぽっちも分かっていなかったんだもの。あなたは魔術師として育てられたわけじゃない。つまらない庶民の無意味な考えをありがたがるのも当然ね。村は火災の後も私を追い出そうとはしなかった。でも内気で孤独で、そして魔術師である者への不信の種はまかれてしまった。やがて私は不公平というほかない結論はすでに決まっていたことだと理解したわ。社会だなんて忌まわしい概念よ。個人の考えを全体の考えに置き換えるんだもの。それを何よりもはっきりと示してくれたのが姉さん、あなただったわ。
What a cruel, indifferent calculus she applied to others.
あなたは怪物よ。家族にこんなことをするなんて。憂さ晴らしのつもり？そうまでして誰かを攻撃したかったの？自分の悲しみすら否定される辛さをあなたはまるで理解していなかった。そして人々がそこにつけ込もうとすることも時が流れても学ばなかったようね。あなたがまだ生きていると知って思ったの。他人を幸せにすることで自分の価値を測ってきた者が他者と関わらない私の人生を与えられたらどう変わるのかしらとね。
When I learned you still lived, Yonohara thought she was dead? Then when would she have...
実は最近友達ができたの。人付き合いが苦手な私にもニコニコと話しかけてくれてね。いろんな出来事や好きな歌舞伎の演目なんかを聞かせてくれる。年上だけど優しくて。
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to understand the timeline. So basically, first Yonohara, or like at least like the three detectives, one you probably both, were looking at Honoka because of the book that she bought, because they're trying to eradicate blood magic from the world completely. And then by hapstance, Yonohara heard her mention Yasue. And then she's like, well, shit, my sister didn't die. When I tried talking to my parents' grave, Lady Yonohara was there. I'm the one who led her here. This is all my fault.
もっと楽に生きればよかったものを、まさかあなたが他人の心に入り込み、絶望のあまりその子を垂らし込むなんてね。
違う、私は。
The venomous look she shoots at me pulls the words from my mouth. I don't have any control over this. That much was certain from the moment that woman forced her way into this world. I have my part in this play, and that part is to stay silent. If Yonohara managed to find her way into this place, though, surely she could have done so when I weren't here. Did she want me to see this? I don't understand why'd she so dearly want to explain herself.
あなたを妹として愛していただなんて、今思えば信じられないわね。皆があなたを憎むのも当然よ。すぐに私を殺せばよかったものを、こんな回りくどいことを。
Yonohara looks confused for a brief moment, a look ill-fitting for her. She soon collects herself, her disposition changing. From her near emotionless lecturing comes a dry and mocking tone.
有り余る時間で多少は賢くなれたかと思っていたけれど、とんだ誤算だったようね。あなたの才能は存在しないものを作ること。その才能を見事に生かしてきたでしょう。私の力は存在するものを消し去ること。
My power is in unmaking that which does exist.
簡単に言えば、あなたの存在を消し去って現実を変えたのよ。現実の世界に野生という名前の女は存在しなかった。それで解決したと思っていたのに。
Okay, that's a little intense. Even if you hate someone, you completely erased your existence.
でも、知らない間に矛盾を生み出していた。あなたの魂が変わらなかったからよ。この世界であろうと、存在しないものに居場所があるわけがないもの。この矛盾は、あなたの存在が現実世界から消し去られ、一種の煉獄に囚われることで解消したようね。あなたが無意味なものだらけで埋めたこの虚無の世界よ。
確かに私はあの世界からいなくなったかもしれない。でも私を愛してくれて覚えてくれている方々はまだ。
友人や知人、恋人、家族のあなたにまつわる記憶は空白だけ。あなたの人生は皆の記憶の中で熱い霧に包まれ、決して思い出せない夢のよう。存在しなかったものを覚えていられるわけがないでしょ。
Dude, that's so messed up. At once, a tragic realization arcs through my mind. An image of the plaque at Yasue's venue. The reason it never mentioned her by name was because of Yonohara's magic. Oh god. Rather than show shock or despair, Yasue's eyes suddenly glow a wild and vivid yellow. In that moment, she materializes her fan and... Yasue's dainty fan turns from the peaceful diversion to a weapon as she conjures a fierce burst of air with the mere sweep of her arm. All I can do is shield my eyes as wind blows out. Oh my god, the music! And dust kicks up around us. The sleepy downtown suddenly thrown into chaos. Yudohara's hair flutters, yet the woman remains unmoved as I back away by the outburst.
そうよ、それでこそ私の姉さんだわ。あなたは私に課したものの重さを分かっていないのよ。
Oh my god.
現実世界で私が見たものを知らないから、そんなことが言えるのよ。愛しい姉さん、あなたはもはや誰もあなたの世界に引き込むことはできない。古の魔術師の真の力を見るがいいわ。すべてを終わらせてあげる。
Oh my god. Yonohara's eyes open wide, her black eyes suddenly flashing a brilliant scarlet red. Her robes flutter about, and then... Yeah, no shit people thought you started the fire. Your powers are literally flames! A burst of fire gushes from her right hand, only to coalesce into a scarlet blade moments later. She grips the hilt tightly, leering down at the woman before her. Yasue's fan raises high in response, letting forth a fierce gale from what was before a mere gust. I skip backwards and reflexively raise my hand to protect myself as dust kicks around us. As I regain my sight, I see people, conjurations, who've been going about their day disappear one after another, the energy spent on them channeled into more destructive ends. Yonohara's katana slices sideways with a curt flick of the wrist, appearing to effortlessly cut through the wind itself.
相変わらず弱いままね、姉さん。つまらない者たちに見せる手品しかできなかったものね。
Her voice fits the cruel mocking tone really well.
もっと高みに登れるとどれほど期待したと思っているの。
With that, she jumps back into a sign, then again to a roof. Ooh! As I try to make sense of the inhumane movements from the woman so gracefully clad in a kimono, she pulls her sword over her right shoulder and lets fly with a strong slash. The flash of orange is all I notice before I shield my eyes the fierce heat assaulting me, a yelp escaping as I try to make myself hold firm. Lowering my arm, my breath is stolen by the sight before me. Stealing the day for night, Yonohara asserts her will over the magicked world just as Yasue has, fire licking all about us. My feet step back, once, then twice. Only now do I realize my body is shaking. The awesome spectacle before me hiding my physical fear. Feeling my knees start to go weak, the briefest hint of weakness in my will is all my body needed to start running. Embers sting at my skin as I sprint through the streets, the frantic swinging of my arm to clear them proving no use. The air itself feels like it's on fire, the billowing smoke and ashes scorching my throat and searing my lungs. I don't understand anything anymore. I just need to get out of here. Everything in my body screams at me to run faster. Every muscle pushing me onwards through the burning streets as echoes of hate-filled screams and breaking windows ring about. I have to get out of... My vision blurs as I'm picked up and thrown, my mind going blank. Coughing as much from the hot air in my lungs as the smoke and ash around me, I slowly prop myself back up. The building beside me is little more than rubble as my vision returns, the beams reduced to burning matchsticks. The collapse must have thrown me across the street, the city itself falling apart around me. Yasue's scream of anger makes me look back to a sight which steals all my words. Yasue pays no heed to her disintegrating world. Wild eyes lock to her sister as she lets out another scream of anguish. The raging firestorm whips around them as if dragons were breathing down the avenues and boulevards of the once homely town. The woman leaps back in the air herself as a gale sweeps through the road beneath her. The force of Yasue's rage destroys another building as a falling roof causes another beams to shatter and collapse moments after, the yellow of burning embers breaking up the night sky. No. Wait, I need water. No, that darkness isn't just the night sky. A strange pitch black emanates from Yonohara as something unnatural begins to overtake everything around her. The stars themselves snuffed out one by one. I can't process this anymore. Their magic twisting the world beyond my comprehension. All I can do is watch, helpless as the fires of Yonohara's magic and Yasue's rage engulf the city, the streets, everything. What have I done? I might as well be an ant, witnessing the devastation around me without any comprehension of what's happening. The women fighting in the sky above are no less than gods in comparison to me. To think mages had this power. Yonohara was right. I never did truly understand anything. As long as I could escape reality, I didn't care. As I lie in place, unable to move, a new feeling asserts itself over the terror of raw destruction. Despair, a serene, hopeless surrender. The world Yasue and I share, the love which had only just begun, the one person who truly smiled on me, it's over now. Everything is over. Shino's here! As I mourn the life I've lost, light footsteps on the dirt road skip up from behind me. Who?
Shino-san, どうしてここに?
I can't believe my eyes, reduced to spluttering in disbelief as I pick myself back up. Rather than twist in fear, her face is set, graven and serious. She takes a step towards me, her right hand reaching out to my shoulder. I can't move an inch, my every sense and thought overwhelmed. Her grip on me is firm, yet her eyes betray something as she looks into my own. Regret?
ごめんね、ほのかちゃん。
My mouth hangs open, but my words are stolen by the flash of her eyes. A vivid green fills her irises, a glow so fierce that it's difficult to look into. My heart skips as realization strikes. Shino's a mage as well? The edges of my consciousness begin to fray, another terrible realization gripping me. This is the first stage of returning. She's pulling me out of this world.
ダメよ、Shino-san, やめて!
Her grip on my shoulder only tightens, brow furrowing as she sets herself to her task. I try to resist with my body as much as my mind, but trying to catch my sense of self feels like trying to keep overflowing water in my palm. I manage to whip around the last of my strength, Yasue's form just faintly visible in the distance. Girl, she's busy! My hand reaches out, and I see the barest glimpse of her looking back at the forlorn scream. Her face contorts in panic as she catches sight of me. But it's too late. My body feels light. My mind is... I can't stay. My body takes a deep breath reflexively. The scorching smoke of the Meiji world replaced by the cold, still air of the musty study. My chest heaving as I take it in, as if it were mana. I can only hope that Yasue will be alright. Wait, someone's here. My heart is in my mouth. I frantically scramble to my feet. It seems we've shocked each other, both of us stumbling back in surprise.
Черт, ты же должна спать.
The words, Russian I think, are spluttered from the sharply dressed woman before me. Her tall and slender figure lit by the moonlight cast between us. Her crude tone is a jarring contrast to her dignified appearance. I barely stop myself from crumbling in terror, already reeling after being forced from Yasue. Shino betrayed me of all people, and now this? The more I look at her frighteningly cold gaze, the more I recognize this isn't some simple burglary.
あなた、誰なの?
私は敵ではない。あなたを助けるために来た。
答えて、誰?
I've seen her before. Working back from the flash of recognition, memories of falling snow and granite soon come into mind as I remember where. Guys, I'm stressed! She's the one who held the car door for Yonohara when she first left the cemetery.
あなた、米原さんの手下なの?
Her silent scowl shows I'm on the mark. Yonohara's target wasn't just Yasue, but me as well. A glint of metal in the moonlight draws my attention to the desk. The knife's well-used blade is within a moment's reach. If Yasue is prepared to battle with Yonohara, I should be as well.
やめた方がいい。ライフルを持った仲間を外で待たせている。彼女の唯一の目的は私を守ること。
嘘よ。
Girl, she's not bluffing. She has a gun and she'll use it.
試そうとしない方が身のためだ。
I grit my teeth, though the fear as it grows around my mind like so many vines. Every muscle in my body is tense to the point of pain, adrenaline coursing through what feels like every pore. I have nowhere to run. I have nowhere to hide. All I know about the woman in front of me is that she wants to take me away. I have to fight for Yasue's sake. With speed which surprises even myself, I lunge the desk without regard for my own safety. If I can just get to that blade, I can defend myself. Even as she reacts and begins to move, I know I can grab it before she'll reach. You warned her. Everything happens too quickly to process. My body suddenly on the ground. All I can see is red, pain racking my arm and lancing through my body.
ほのか、大丈夫。
She's here. I can feel her reaching over me. She's going to take me. Oh! Everything happens in a blur, suddenly finding myself back on my feet after lashing out at the figure. Counter shooter again! Like, holy! That's terrifying. I'm sorry. That's terrifying. She looks unhinged holding a scythe made out of her own blood. Yeah, I would run. I'm leaving the prefecture. It takes a moment for either of us to register what happened. Following her gaze, my eyes are drawn to the weapon I hold in my own hands. The scythe could only be formed from one thing, the blood from my wound crawling up my arm and into its handle. The weapon I formed with Yasue. Despite the searing pain racking through me, I give the briefest thanks to her.
信じられ、血の魔法をこの目で見られるとは。
Our moment of bewilderment soon comes to an end, the gravity of the situation returning to us. I glance to my side, shows the window now behind me, ruining the shooter's aim. The gunshot's pain ebbs away, overwhelmed by surging adrenaline.
あなたが見ていい世界ではない。どれほど危険な状況か分かっているのか。
Oh god. Oh god. A familiar feeling bubbles inside as I stare wide-eyed at the woman. A black, acrid feeling. A pure hatred for the stranger in front of me. I finally found the one person who accepted me for who I was. Who didn't expect anything of me. The one person I could just exist with. Aren't I allowed to just keep that one piece of happiness?
安江を奪わせはしない。
Oh god. Filled with fear and terror, I hold the scythe high and launch at her with the same fury as Yasue against her sister. The swing pierces the empty air between us as she deftly steps back. For a brief moment, I find myself shocked that I attempted to take someone's life. But those thoughts are soon set aside as I watch her eyes take on an eerie cyan glow in the darkness. Ooh. I realize another true mage stands before me as a long and ethereal pole arm near instantly materializes in her hands. Its menacing blue blade at the ready. Her sharp gaze focuses as much on my wound as my unsteady weapon.
やっぱり米原さんの手下なんでしょ
I don't think Kaudu's a mage. I think they might have said it earlier that she wasn't, because she was the only one that didn't get the strange feeling in the graveyard. And the way that she talked like to Tatiana earlier was like kind of like you mages, kind of like, you know.
ほのかやめなさい。血を失いすぎている。
You're losing too much blood, girly. Fed up with talking, I let my rage boil over and throw myself at the woman with wild abandon. Her words mean nothing now. I've had enough of being responsible. My wild sideways swings hit the wall beside us, plaster flying off around the room. Girl, I'm so glad she owns the house and doesn't rent. Frustrated by how clumsy my movements are, I make a returning swipe the other way at her midsection, only for the metallic clink ringing out as she parries the blow. She skips back one more time before flitting down the stairs, but I pursue her with my blade held high and body fueled by burning fury. Fury at her, at Yonohara, at everything which surrounds me. Ooh! Catching sight of her around the stairwell, I swing wildly with my body's momentum behind the blow. The sturdy wooden railing outright shatters from the force, splinters flying across the room as the woman shields her face.
やめなさい。話を聞いて。
出て行ってよくも私の世界を
My screams bellow about the house as I violently slash at her, her weapon deflecting mine and sending it carving a deep gash out the floor. After a life of submitting to everyone around me, of politely swallowing my pride and playing the perfect student, the rage I feel now is almost intoxicating. My anger drives me onward. All thoughts of my safety long gone as I keep advancing. The tip of her blade suddenly thrusts towards my left, forcing me to pull my weapon back in fright. I clumsily try to bat it away, only for her to move to be a feint as she jabs again to my right. All I can do is stumble backwards to avoid the blow. I try to counterattack, but she deftly skips back as I stumble forward. Her spear's tip circles menacingly in the air between us. As I right myself, the woman waiting to pounce. My heart races wildly, faster than I've ever felt before. Nobody's here to help me. Anger, fear, every emotion seems to sweep through my mind at once. Yet I swing again. She moves her weapon just enough to counter, not an inch more. I get more and more frustrated as she moves unnaturally quick. Every swipe parried with eerie precision compared to my lumbering slashing. Gripping my scythe and preparing for another attack. I instead suddenly sway to the side as dizziness overcomes me. I put my hand to my face without thinking, trying to collect myself as I uselessly hold my weapon before me.
ほのかもう戦うのは無理だ。それ以上血を失うと。
Early. うるさい! I lash out at her, but my vision blurs as I try to attack. The weight of the conjured weapon suddenly becomes a problem as I stagger and try to regain my footing. Swaying about, I suddenly feel nauseous as my vision takes a second to catch up to my movements. Forcing my way on, my vision lags as I take another step towards the woman staring me down. Out of nowhere, a sudden sense of primal dread suddenly arcs through my mind, coming from somewhere deep inside me. Something's not right. Something's deeply wrong with...
ほのか
The scene before me suddenly shifts downward as my legs collapse beneath me, slightly blurring as I fall to the floor. A pathetic yelp of pain escapes as I hit the ground without bracing myself. The expected clatter of my dropped scythe never comes, the weapon instead turning to liquid and splashing about me. With that, I'm left defenseless as the intruder looms above me. Yet my fear of her is dwarfed by the strange feeling of dread welling up inside. I'm dying. My body is telling me that I'm dying. My limbs feel like lead as blood pools around me. Just lifting my head feels like an almost impossible task. The blonde woman looks down in frustration, menacingly blade held by her side. Voices from outside carry on the air, the woman whipping about as she hears them. Her weapon dematerializes just as Yasue's fan did. Opportunity apparently missed. Her eyes returned to the cold but natural blue. She gives one last frustrated glance towards me before bolting for the door, disappearing in a flash as she sprints out into the snow. My head collapses to the ground, the last of my strength now spent. My eyelids feel more and more heavy as I fight to keep my eyes open. The shouting from outside turns to a barely audible murmur, my senses slowly shutting off. Everything feels wrong. I feel cold. As blackness engulfs me, I begin to fall, a fall which never ends. That was all one scene. Y'all, that was crazy. I need to go pee. I had to pee for so long, but we were in the middle of action sequences and I couldn't pee. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. Guys, I'm really stressed. I'll be right back. Guys, that was one of the most stressed peas of my life. Hi. The glass is set. She pours. Amber liquid splashes satisfyingly over perfect clear cubes of ice. So I think the noise she heard from the other people outside was probably like someone calling the police because there was a literal gunshot. And I feel like that's not normal in Japan. Like, it's not like America where we're like, is that a gunshot or fireworks? Are we gonna try to push through the night? Well, how much longer is left? There's 4 acts. Yeah. At least an hour or more. One more stream, I think.
You are not baby girl.
Kira, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Thank you. If you got gifted a sub, make sure to say thank you to your sub. Daddy, appreciate the after viewing experience and the emotes. Yeah, today is not a winning day for me. I fear. Also, Insect Toy, thank you for the tier 1. We were in the middle of a very stressful situation when you subbed. Okay, let me do this scene. We'll see how I'm feeling. And either we do a quirky little stream tomorrow.
You are baby girl.
Me, would I win? Oh my god, Mina's baby girl. Thank you for the baby girl. This scene and the next? Okay. And that's like a good stopping point. Okay. Well, guys, the dev is saying like 2 more scenes. And like, that's like a good stopping point. Like, I feel like we gotta listen. And then tomorrow we finish it. Yeah, dev knows best. Because I wasn't planning on stream. Wait, I don't think I can stream it tomorrow. I told Molly I would play games with her tomorrow night. Wait, I can't make a promise. I already told Molly I'd play games with her. Okay, Friday or Saturday. Yurimas is all year round. Wait, Yurimas is all year round. Okay, hear me out. New negotiation tactics. Okay. We do 2 more scenes. And then on Thursday, we're playing Little Goody Two Shoes because I want to play Little Goody Two Shoes on Christmas. And then on Saturday, we finish A Tithe in Blood. And then on Monday, we just resume Little Goody Two Shoes. Thoughts, opinions? Any counter arguments, counter offers? This works. Sounds good. Good plan? Good? Okay. Oh my god. I like this because I don't need more caffeine now. Yeah. Approved. Okay. After a hasty escape, Tatiana ended up holing herself in her bar for the time being. I managed to reach the car just ahead of Tatiana and Kaoru, barely, with both thankfully none the wiser about my brief trip to the false world. Feeling somewhat responsible for the result, I decided to at least keep Tatiana company, idly spinning this way or that on the stool as she drinks from behind the counter. While I like what she's done with the bar, it's more than a little lonely when there's no patrons around. The place is empty save for us, the television is set to mute its usual muted volume.
誰かにボコられたみたいな顔だね。
カオルみたいな切り出し方はよし。あいつ一人で十分だ。
悲しいことを忘れるにはいい場所だね。
She answers with another swig of scotch. It's probably her comfort drink. Neither of us have any idea if Honoka's alive. It's only Tatiana's self-pity that's stopping her from noticing the pit in my stomach about it. Maybe I shouldn't have acted out of line and pulled her from that world. I'd have felt equally guilty if I'd let those quarreling sisters accidentally kill her in their fury. There'd be little left of Honoka if her soul were to be slain. It's a pain when ordinary people get caught up in mage affairs.
で、次の計画は？
Guys, just so you know, keikaku means plan. Just in case you were wondering, I just want to make sure you guys knew this.
警察の捜査が落ち着くまでここに身を隠す。お前がそれを計画と認めるならだが。
もっと楽に考えなよ。警察が札幌にいる金髪の女性全員を調べるわけないって。
Tatiana gives a shrug, eyes more focused on her drink than me. To be fair, the scotch seems like it's doing a better job of lifting her spirits than I am. Why doesn't she just get a wig or like dye her hair?
まあ、最悪の事態は避けられたわけだし、薫が狙いを外してよかったよ。
いや、薫は外したわけじゃない。あいつは何かと問題だらけだが、腕は確かだ。
The implication is clear. She only avoided a fatal hit because of Tatiana's request.
結局、予備の計画を立てていたのはあいつだけだったというわけか。失敗した時の逃走計画だ。
認めるんだ。驚いたな。
プライドを飲み込んだところで腹を壊さないからな。とはいえ、奴が正しいのはどうにも気に食わない。
As for me, I still can't grasp the relationship with those two have. Tatiana's attention shifts over to the television, and I follow her gaze. It's a news report coming from the scene that's all too familiar.
音量を上げて。
She hastily plucks a remote from behind the counter and cranks it to full volume. Both of us focus intently on the screen.
ほのかちゃんの家で中継してるみたい。
ハゲタカどもが群がり始めたか。
Do they have like permission to be inside her house like recording? The youthful reporter babbles in the typical neutral news tone. Her microphone ensued just a little too large to look natural on her light frame. Police officers work behind her, mainly watching over the scene, looking important for the camera. Oh, they're calling it a botched one.
自宅で激しい襲撃を受けた住人は北海道大学に通う20歳の女子学生で侵入した犯人を撃退した後負傷により意識を失いました。現在重傷ではあるものの命に別状はなく
Okay, stay okay.
警察は救急隊に素早く通報した近隣の住民に感謝の言葉を述べていました。犯人は依然として逃走中で警察は市民に情報提供を呼びかけています。
She goes on talking for a bit about local crime, the incident apparently not spicy enough without being part of a broader problem. All the better to cover our tracks, I suppose.
重傷であるものの命に別状はないか。いつも同じ言い回しだな。
よかったと思いなよ。あれだけのことが起きたのに、ほのかちゃんはまだ生きてるし、容疑者については何も言われてないんだから。
I notice Tatiana's brow furrowing as the camera holds on the reporter. Her scotch forgotten as she leans further and further over the counter in interest.
あのジャケットに見覚えがある。お前はどうだ?
Young woman found injured after failed robbery. Looking back, I notice a new member of the police walking into frame from the side of the shot. Their long green parka joining the gaggle of coats and uniform ponchos. Wait, piercings are a thing in the militaries now? In the police nowadays? My heart skips a beat. Both of us now locked onto the screen.
まさか。
Oh my god, where's my internet again? Are we back? Hi. Guys, I think everyone being home for the holidays is ruining the internet. Can they go back to where? Can they go back? Go to work. Like, go back. Like, no, please, I don't want to. It's 11 p.m. I don't care. They're home now. There's no way. The odd police officer turns towards the camera and...
Kaoru? あれはカオルだよな。
I'd tell her off for yelling in my ear, but I'm left speechless. All I can do is sit there with my jaw on the floor as a stuttering Tatiana frantically jabs her finger towards the television. Gathering her wits about her, she snatches her phone from her pocket and thumbs through the menus with noticeable adrenaline-fueled jitter. As I turn back to the TV, the interlooper plucks out her own phone just as the news switches back to the studio.
テロ、何をしている？早く。
I raise an eyebrow, wanting to hear what comes next. Noting my reaction, she turns the speaker and lays it on the counter.
ご苦労。こちらは大江刑事だ。
As Tatiana leans into her phone, I brace myself as her face contorts in anger.
Какого черта ты делаешь? Ты ебанутая?
Oh, you know shit's serious when the foreign languages come out.
Ты хочешь убить меня, чтоб тебе дети в суп срали? Пиздец.
終わった？
А,
Her cursing is enough to make me wilt, but at least the chance to let off some steam helps settle Tatiana a little. By contrast, Kaoru breezily waves it off. This must be far from their first exchange like this.
耳元で叫ばれるのは終わったみたいだし。あ、ちょっと待って。悪いがここは立ち入り禁止だ。北海道警察の大江刑事だ。失礼いたしました。現場には気をつけてください。すぐに鑑識が到着しますので。そう。あとどれくらいかかりそう？
Wait, is she actually part of the police?
10分ほどかと。
Dude, she has to be bluffing. She has to be bluffing.
わかった、気をつける。ありがとう。じゃあ入るね。あんたのやり方より簡単でしょ。
おかげでまた寿命が縮んだかな。
ニュース見たんだろ？そこにいて当然って顔で堂々としてればどこにでも入れるんだよ。恨むならその技を教えてくれた人にして。
Bro, she's insane. I love her. Subtle. Tatiana doesn't notice my nervous smile.
本が欲しいって言ってたよな。警察が乗り込んでくる前に手に入れとこうと思ってさ。それに弾道検査で弾が見つかって警察に追い回されるのは勘弁してほしいし。
Tatiana doesn't look happy about it, but thinks better of continuing her tirade. Kauda's doing this for her after all, partly. Kauda's quiet whistling interrupts her simmering. Oh my god.
台風通過って感じだけど、ここまでやる必要あった？
To be fair, Honoka was a little emotional.
私のせいではない。手違いでほのかを殺さないよう気をつけて押さえつけることしかできなかった。
Like, she was valid, don't get me
そ
wrong.
こまで抵抗するとは思わなかった。
This doesn't feel like a simple burglary.
つまり、これ全部お姫様の仕業ってこと？
She goes silent, probably gazing about in incredulity. I don't think any of us seriously thought she'd fight back, let alone to the point of forcing us to pull out. Kauda's boots on hard wood can be heard even over the phone. The stairs creaking loudly as she heads up.
ほのかはヨーロッパの骨董品が好きなんだな。数百年前の世界にいるみたいだ。
真面目にやれ、パオル。
わかったわかった。
Silence rings out while Kaoru digs around. Tatiana and I are on edge as she casually rummages around an active crime scene.
ミッケ 7.62×54 ミリアール弾あるいはその残骸かな。
例の本は
Her boots echo about the room as she walks
タチアナ
over.
が言ってた通りデスクの上に開きっぱなし。一言も読めねえや。
Take the
随分古いも
laptop.
のみたいだな。
Wait,
図は一致して
wait,
る。
no,
この本
wait.
に間違いない。
Honoka put the laptop in her desk because she said she's not gonna have a use for it anymore, so she didn't keep it out. And they wouldn't know about the laptop. But it's in the desk drawer.
あの子、相当ヤバいものに手を出したんだね。すごい量の血だ。
今は放っておけ。誰かに見つかる前に本を持って早く出る。
Because all her notes are in her laptop.
了解。じゃあいつものバーで会おう。あ、そうだ。ビール用意しといて。
With that, she abruptly hangs up on the call. Tatiana slumps forward on the counter, holding her forehead in her hand. I can't blame her for being exhausted by the experience.
これで終わりだな。すっきりした終わり方ではないが、とにかく終わった。
歩いて立ち去れる着陸は成功した着陸って言うしね。
With that, I hop off my stool and grab my scarf from the seat beside me, throwing it around my neck.
もう帰るのか？
少しは寝なきゃ。明日は私も課題があるの。
The suspicious Tatiana silently watches me leave. The debt I'm incurring with her will come due, but for now, she holds her tongue. Partings unsaid. My eyes. Crouching down on the side of a building, I grasp my knees with all of my strength and clasp my eyes shut to try and stop myself from breaking down. My heart is beating so loudly it's deafening, poorly hidden tears streaming down my cheeks. I was stupid for trying such a crazy thing. I have no idea what I was playing with, and this is what I get. My head still feels weird after everything started glowing, and I don't know how much blood I've lost, but I feel weak and sick because of it. Everyone here is strange. Their eyes have been pinned on me as soon as I found this place. All I want is to disappear. I don't want any of this. Why did any of this have to work? I just want it all to...
もし
Noticing the soft voice from above, I gingerly look up to its source. Hello? Oh my god, is this their first meeting? Oh, this is probably their first meeting. The woman I see strikes me as a confusing sight. I guess her age is to be in her 30s, but locks of white hair flow from her shoulders as she leans down. Her clothing is formal, yet the bright yellow design feels as breezy as her loose hair. But most of all, she appears as someone bright, bright as the springtime sun of this baffling world. Straining to make her out, I try my best to wipe my tears and see her better. She's so pretty.
お嬢さん、大丈夫？手を貸しましょうか？
The woman's voice is calm and gentle, yet I can't help but notice a faint trembling to her assurances. As I meet her eyes with my own, my words fail to come for a moment, as I see something unexpected in them. Is that fear? I'm the one who's lost in this surreal place. How can she be the one who's scared the one of us who's scared? Even as I look up at her kind face, I struggled to stuff down my own frightened whimpering.
ここはどこですか？
どこですか？
最初の質問にしては複雑ね。
Let's take ibuprofen together! With that, she reaches down with her hand. Just the sight of her wide smile helps me regain my composure a little. I would take ibuprofen with Yasue. Ironically, I took ibuprofen before stream started.
自己紹介から始めましょうか。私は
安江。
Oh. As I open my eyes, I still feel the cold tears running down the side of my face. Above me, the bright sun of a Meiji-era springtime day is replaced by the white tile ceiling of a hospital room. I'm meant to be gone. I'm not supposed to be here. My story ended its last words written. Do you think she got a blood transfusion? You think they like pumped her with some blood? Like, this girl has like critically low amount of blood. Like, we need like some AB stat. What comes after that? All I can find as I search for some emotion to feel is a void, a blank slate, no different to the sterile and unfeeling walls which surround me. In this strange new world of the hospital. A world of strange people wearing strange garments and speaking a strange language. The scent of strong disinfectants plays on my nose, while noises from odd equipment and indistinct mumbles from the hallway drift to the air. All I've learned since arriving are uncomfortable new words. Hospitals are unfortunately where one picks up the most hypovolemic shock, pallor, and hematocric, along with many others, have entered my vocabulary in the last couple of days. Still confined to my room, the lack of distraction leads me back to the painful topic of Yasue. I can only guess at her fate, or if I can ever visit her again if she still lives. Will the last image I have of her be that twisted face of anger and sorrow?
Asakawa-san?
Pulled from my thoughts, I sit up in my bed and look over to the plump-faced nurse standing at the now open door.
はい。
面会の方が来ていますよ。お会いになり。
はい。
Well, it has to be Shino, because I can't see any other person visiting her. I can't summon more than a half-hearted mumble, too weary to even summon my usual manners. It's probably just the police returning again to ask this or that. She gives a brief bow to someone in the hallway, before going about her business. I couldn't have been more wrong about who it was. Left speechless at the figure coming through the door. Her look, one oddly athletic for a librarian, is instantly recognizable as always. As she walks to a nearby seat, I reflexively turn my left arm over to ensure the bottom is as hidden as possible. The nurses do their best to politely avert their gaze, but the knowledge is there. So too is the shame.
ほのかちゃん。邪魔じゃなければいいけど、事件に巻き込まれたって聞いて様子を見に来たの。
She tries to talk to me like nothing's changed, but we both know what's wrong. I feel my fists clenching as I try to sort through my feelings, but it's hopeless when I'm in this state. All I can do is continue this stupid charade.
いいの。来てくれてありがとう。ここで他にやることなんて大してないし。
気分はどう？
All I can summon is a tired shrug.
生きてるみたい。先生たちが見てくれている間、待つしかないの。いくつか断片的に覚えているだけで、 あまり思い出せない。
Dragon, thank you for the tier 1. The doctor said it could be trauma or after effects of my injuries. The body isn't designed to lose that much blood at once, much less from someone who's already anemic. What, you started anemic? I'm sorry, you're anemic and you decided your hobby was gonna be blood rituals? Why not eating iron supplements? Or like, I don't know, go get Wagyu and eat meat and get some iron in your bones. I swear to God. These are things I do remember though. Yonohara's taunting of her sister, Yasue's sorrow, turning to disgust and rage, the cold blonde woman who did this to me. Why couldn't Honoka be like a normal girl and go get catfished online and like swindled into like an elaborate scam to give some hot person money? That'd be better than blood rituals. The glow of magic in Shino's eyes. Shino realized she's inadvertently steered the conversation exactly where she's been trying to avoid. It's clear neither of us know how to react to what she's done, or what I did for that matter.
ごめん、ほのかちゃん。私、
ちっとも知らなかった。しのさんはずっと。
The silence lingers just a little too long to be comfortable. She looks more saddened than I expected by all of this. It isn't like we've known each other well, considering I've only ever seen Shino being cheerful. Such a melancholy expression feels ill-fitting for her.
前に聞かれたよね。どうして私がそんなに幸せそうなのかって。あの時言わなかったけど。まあ、あれは嘘じゃなかったってこと。全部話したわけじゃなかったってだけで。
Oh? I'm briefly confused as she reluctantly pulls back her right sleeve, showing a little of her wrist and forearm. They look perfectly normal to me. Then in one brief shimmering moment, wait, are all her limbs like mechanical? Everything I thought about her changes.
しのさん。
She gives a small human smile at my confusion, tinged with a little sadness. It wasn't only her legs which were prosthetics, but then how much of her is...
この体は作り物でね。でも、私の知る限り同じものはない。私の魔術の才能は珍しいって言っておこうかな。
Wait, so the entire body isn't real? So it's literally like her soul that's inhibiting, like that's like having the you know?
私は見た目も性別も年齢さえものみとカンナで削り取られたものだからね。そこに魔術をかけて大工事の跡を覆い隠して。幻想の出来上がりってわけ。
すごい。
So what I'm hearing is Shino cannot participate in blood ritual activities. Because she has no
言う
blood.
ほどいいものじゃないよ。体を変えるたびに現実が長引くし、年齢が意味をなさないことに対する些細な代償かな。
Whenever I change bodies, the phantom pains something else for a long time.
でも、一番の代償はね、 知り合った人みんなが私より先に死んじゃうってこと。
I'd say she's strong, but she really didn't seem any different to anyone else. To think she's been through so much. Okay, respectfully, Honoka, Pookie, you are not the one to be able to tell the difference if something is wrong or not. Because Shino, a literal puppet, figured out that the entire world of Yasue's people were not real, and you had no idea until you were told weeks, maybe even months after the fact.
偉そうなことを言うつもりはないの。でも、起きてしまったことを考えれば、説明する責任があるんじゃない？
She clutches her skirt, the words seemingly stuck in her throat as she takes a moment to force them out.
私は、ほのかちゃんに本当のことを伝えたかった。
私があの世界にいるってどうやって知ったの？シノさんは米原さんの仲間なの？あの金髪の人も。
Depending on the answer to this question, will you attack?
そこまでたどり着けてるなら、私が言えることはあんまりなさそうだね。
I think over her answer, only to find myself lacking anything further to say. Now that I know they were working together, what now? What was I hoping to hear? Picking herself up from the seat with her usual sprightly energy, she seems to return to her normal bubbly self. Seeing her flit between emotions feels more than a little jarring.
切り上げちゃってごめん。車を待たせてるんだ。慰めになるかわからないけど、意識ははっきりしてるみたいで安心したよ。また来るから、ね。
I give a nod, but we both know that won't happen. She stops before the door and to give a little wave. I return it as best as I can with my right hand before she soon skips out. Exhausted from that one small exchange, I sink back into my bed. The doctor said I need to be here a while to regain my strength, so it shouldn't be a surprise. Thankfully, my professors have been understanding, though calling from a hospital bed probably helped my argument. My grades were already getting worse from everything going on. Saving my studies would be a miracle. The door handle rattles not a moment after. Sheena's probably forgotten her precious phone or something. As the door latches back closed, however, I don't hear a greeting. Confused, I let my eyes roll back towards the entrance. Oh yeah, I knew it was gonna be Yonohara. My heart jumps at the sight. Panic finally giving way to reason. My hand flies out to call the nurse call button beside the bed. My eyes not daring to glance away from the woman. Flames suddenly burst out of it, making me yelp in pain as my hands recoil. All I can do is cradle my singed fingers while desperately stuffing down my rising fear. The flames vanishing as quickly as they appeared. Okay, Yonohara, I'm sorry if you didn't cause the fire, but like you have to understand why people think it was you. Like you have to understand where they're coming from.
一歩でも近づいたら人を呼ぶわ。
それは懸命とは言えないわね。
My heart sinks at her dulcet, almost bored tone. All sense of urgency ebbs away as fear gives way to helplessness. If she intended to hurt me, she could have easily done so by now. I realize there's little choice but to surrender, settling for an almost childish sulking as the scarlet glow of her eyes slowly fades to their normal dull black.
なんのよ。私をからかいに来たの？
話をつけに来たの。 自分のしたことに責任があるもの、ささやかな慈悲というものよ。
I keep my eyes pinned to her as she takes a seat, her attitude as aloof as ever.
あなたが崇拝しているあの女の言葉を借りるなら、日常の生活など舞台上の芝居と変わらない。俳優たちが生まれ、瞬く間に消え、別のものに取って代わられる。あなたは偽りの魔法で舞台裏を覗き、普通の人間が想像すらできない世界に触れた。あの世界から生きて戻れた者はほとんどいない。
全部知っているんでしょ。安江のことも、血の魔法のことも、本のことも。
As the words leave my lips, a singeing pain lances my heart. Left at her mercy, I just sink back further into the bed as realization turns to slow, painful resignation.
奪ったんでしょ。私から何もかも、全部。
普通の人間が血の魔法を使って魔法使いになるなど、人の言葉を真似て泣くオウムが人間になれると望むに等しい。血の魔法に関する本なんて私にはどうでもいいの。
じゃあ本はまだ。
言っておくけれど、無駄な望みは抱かぬことね。私が雇った者たちは私よりも厳しい。あの本は彼女たちの手に渡るなり火にくべられたわ。本は灰と塵と化したわ。何者も二度とあの魔法に誘惑されないでしょうね。血の魔法は歴史に消えていく。
Steeling myself as best as I can, I summon my will to ask the question I so dread.
じゃあ安江はどうなったの？
聞かなくてもわかるでしょ。
Yunahara is content to close her eyes and let the answer wash over me, a long and terrible silence hanging in the room. A black, acrid feeling wells up. Hate for the woman, yes, but not simply that. Powerlessness, impotent rage, which can go nowhere and do nothing.
あなたは怪物よ。自分の姉によくもあんなことが。
なぜ魔術を使う者を怪物扱いするのか、あなたたちの思い込みは理解できそうにないわね。娘よ、私が生きてきた年月と目の当たりにした恐怖を考えてみなさい。人が人に何気なくなす残酷さを知らないでしょ。
I don't think Yasue is dead because you know what? She was wrong before, she can be wrong again.
私はかつて個人的な問題に対処するために一度だけ力を使った。それ以上のことはあなたの知ったことではない。あるいは知る必要がない。
どうして最初からあの本を持っていかなかったの？私を捕まえようとした理由は、私をこんなに長く苦しめてどういうつもり？
Can you imagine? She's like, well, you bought the book. It's legally yours, and it'd be against the law to take it from you.
あなたを守るためよ。
Oh.
私を守る？
I sputtered the words in disbelief, the woman unmoved even as tears well up in my eyes.
成功したでしょ。こうして今、あなたと話せているのが何よりの証拠よ。
I grit my teeth and suppress a scream of misery, my stomach turning and face twisting in disgust. What a sick joke this all is. Yet all I can do is watch everything happen around me, just as I always have. All of this time, I really was useless.
まさか私が感謝するなんて思っていないでしょうね。
She gives a small sigh. What an odd, almost human slip of her composure.
こういう議論になるから魔術師ではない人間との会話はつまらないのよ。
The way she just calls all humans commoners is crazy.
私の懸念は自分が罪を犯してしまうことだった。姉を放っておいたせいで無関係なものが巻き込まれてしまったのですもの。
With that, she takes to her feet.
どう言い訳しようと、あなたを恨む気持ちに変わりはないわ。
結構よ。私を憎みたければ憎めばいい。あなたの許しなんて必要ない。
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty hard line, though. Hate me if you wish. You don't need my permission to do so. I fear she cooked with that. As she moves to leave, all I can do is turn away. I know she takes no joy in seeing my misery, if she can find joy at all. But I feel too much shame in my own self to show my face. Realizing the sound of the door shutting hasn't rung out, I reluctantly look back towards it. As Lady Yonohara is about to close it behind her, leaving my life forever, the thought spurs one final question.
一つだけ教えて。どうしてあなたは憎い世界で生きていられるの？
She stands still with the door ajar, face remaining set as if time itself had paused.
私にもわからない。
Time resumes as a long, slow creak reverberates around the room, the door latching shut behind her. And so, I'm alone again. Bro, what the heck, man? So, like, does it ever get happy? Like, does it ever get happy? Find out on Saturday. Oh, we'll find out. Guess we'll have to find out next time. When was it happy? Literally never. Surely it does. Yeah, guys, surely. All right. So tomorrow I think I'm playing games with Molly. I don't know what we're playing, but we might play something. Thursday we're gonna play Little Goody Two Shoes, and then for Quimils, and then on Saturday we will finish a Tithe in Blood. And then, depending on how early we finish it or not, we'll start a new Yuri, which would be probably a Summer's End, Hong Kong, 1986. Or no, sorry, we'd probably continue Little Goody Two Shoes. One or the other. We would do one or the other. I don't know which. It really depends on my mood and my vibes. But we'll get to both of those games no matter what, so... That's the plan for the week. I hope you guys had an awesome day and stream today. And I will see you all in the next one. Happy Christmas Eve. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Good night. Good night, you guys. Bye-bye. Bye.